right in front of those cars. There's the tap. Lant into the side today. And the umpire will come in and ball it up. So they're quite strong in the midfield. They're same starting four as last week. That saw them out to a 17-point lead against East Point. There's the tap. Pring through traffic, negotiates his way through. So a bit of experience there with the penetrating right foot kick. O'Connell the target. Shark well there by O'Keefe. Hand pass was loose, but Angwin's infringed. It's going to be a free kick. Looks like it's McKay with ball in hand. He'll weigh up the options. And he'll go from member side centre wing. Dumpers kick. Lucky not to get away with that. The Devils diving mark just inside the defensive 50 from Mitch Ward. So a good confident starter there from the youngster. Right foot kick switches play to Bewley. Speak of Jack with a second touch early. Lant will keep running. He'll get onto that left boot. Goes inboard. Loose kick. Ankrum was up to the task. Got it to Jack Bewley. Back to Lant. Kick clever into the middle as Mitch Ward kept running. And took a mark to steady the Devils on outer side centre wing. So Mitch Ward, his younger brother Brodie playing this afternoon, debuting, wearing the number 6. The kick from Mitch Ward was good. Got it to Cadman. Right foot kick now. Right as the target. Went the thump at the spoil. Went looking for Azapart. He didn't find him. Carla did the sharking. And they negotiate by hand out of trouble. And the Lakers have got on their defensive 50. They weigh up the options. Risky kick into the middle by Mitch Ward. Just dropped what he should have taken. McKay was tackled, taken to the ground there by Baker. Put some pressure on the kick. Ball into the middle of the ground. Bewley's hands were good. Got it to Ankrum. That was a poor hand pass there from the defender. It's on half forward, and the let-off is Carlin through traffic. A Geelong VFL listed player. The right foot kick's good, and O'Connell takes the mark. Plays on. Wastes no time. Over to O'Keefe. Looks 70 kilos ringing wet, this fella. Right foot kick to the attacking 50. But there's no one at home for Lake Wendouree. And Duncan Cadman takes the mark. Plays on by hand to Angwin. Switches play to Jack Bewley. Started well on the outer side centre wing. Right foot kick's okay. Because as a party, speak of Andy, 3 or 4 sets of brothers playing here today. A bit resemblant of the Meltons list. Is the inboard hand pass of Azapati was loose. Made it tough there for Jack Bewley. He went to ground. Pring was good. Was tripped. Umpire paid the advantage. So O'Connell got it over towards Mackay. Kick to an open forward line. Reading it well there was Ankrum going back with the flight. Took the mark out in front of Coxall. Plays on. Goes to the pocket. Just dribbles the kick out in front of Cousins. Darley's best last week in their 33-point loss to East Point. It's a nice mark taken with the flight of the ball there by Cadman. Left foot kick's okay. So it's Lant who's covering some ground early. Had a kick right in front of us a moment ago. Now other side of the ground. The left foot kick's okay. And finds Horan about 45 metres out from goal. Right foot kick to the top of the square. Rodder's pushed up the ground, so there's no one at home for them at the moment. And the Lakers will get out of trouble. The kick to half-back's okay, and the mark's been taken there by Pring. Right on set half-back. Keeps the kick low. It's been intercepted well by Cadman. Started well. Quick hands to Baker. He's had a couple early as well. To Lant. Keeps the spearing kick low. Oh, the debutant just dropped the mark. It might have been Ward there. Ball spills free. Ricochets back towards the Darley goal. Can they make the most of it? Horan's got a chance. Hit the post. Well, you wouldn't want it any closer. I mean, he's followed through with the kick. Nearly landed on the goal umpire's chest. That's how far out he was, and he's just canning the ball straight into the post. So, a let-off for Lake Wendouree. So they'll go to the members' side. Back pocket, defensive 50. They'll go short, looking there for Norton, who takes an uncontested mark. So up against the boundary line. Darley 7, lead Lake Wendouree, no score. So you're way up the kick. Norton goes along the line. Penetrating kick with the breeze. Reading it well there was Lahoure, who took an uncontested mark in the end. So the Lakers just letting themselves down at the moment with some ball use with the breeze. The right foot kick from to half forward was cut off, and here's a chance for a turnover opportunity for the Lakers through Pring, who runs through the middle of the ground, kicks to an open forward line again. Getting back there, reading it well was Cousins, who used the number advantage to Ankrum. Back to Ankrum, can go short. That's a nice kick to Baker. Now needs to hit the target here, Luther. Bewley just gathered, turned on a sixpence and went, kicked the kick low and found Laird on half forward. How about that for a bit of footy? So Laird onto the left from 50, tumbling shot at goal. Drifts. He might have stuck that through there, Laird. Goal umpire looking for an Academy Award there, but he snuck it through there, Laird. And Darley get there second. 2-1-13 into the breeze. Lead Lake Wendouree, no score. So Darley's mid's getting a bit of it early. None more so than Dylan Lant. Bewley Baker with a couple of touches early and some good accountability out of defence there from Darley, because the Lakers have certainly got an open forward line. That's the way they'd like it, but just no numbers forward for them at the moment, letting them down. There's the ball up. Bewley combines to Baker, back to Bewley. Left foot kick's okay to Cousins. So three lefties combining. It's a wide kick. Matty Brett back into the side today. There's a confidence builder. The kick was poor, kicked it into the man on the mark. Bit of body contact will do Matty Brett the world of good as he squares it away for a stoppage. So not the ideal start from the former Werribee defender, once coached by Jack Fitzpatrick, who's leading the Lakers this afternoon. Here's the ball up. Half forward. Ball at ground level. Bit of a stacks on the mill. No real advantage out of that congestion, and there'll be a ball up. So Darley 2-1-13. Lead the Lakers, no score. The Lakers kicking with the breeze in this first term. Ball at ground level. There'll be a repeat stoppage here, you would think. Whistle imminent, there it is. So the crowd's just built up over there. The old faithful starting to accumulate. There's the tap, one by Tanner. Ball at ground level. Bees on Honey, there'll be a ball up. So Trent Anglin with the opening goal in the opening minute of the game. The fullback, the old-fashioned fullback. They're just a back six these days, aren't they, really? There's the left foot kick from Corbett to half forward. Lahore in front. Took a nice, well-judged mark. Kept running. Tackle was good for Emerson Jones. Then he might have copped one high. Umpire said no, and there'll be a ball up. So a little let-off there for the Devils. Lahore was out, but Coach Jordan will be happy they're just taking the game on. This two very young groups today, as Bewley's hand pass out of the congestion went to Page, and then his kick only went as far as Bewley, who gave him the handball received. Prings had a bit of it early for Lake Wendouree. Kick to half forward. O'Connell the target. Spoil was good there from Lawler. Through traffic, Cousins. He's kept his good form up. It's a nice left foot kick to Page, who went along the line. Lamp with courage went back with the flight. Then his tackle dispossessed. Some support coming there through Van Leaf before the ball's ushered over the line for a boundary throw-in. So half forward for Darley, right in front of the Devils coach's box. They lead by 13 early. 13 plays no score. Throw in. Get that tap to Parrott. Ball at ground level. Tanner's tackle is shrugged off. Now they can get through some traffic here. Chance here for Thompson. How will it sit for him? Well, it doesn't really. Might have been Corbett under there for the Lakers, and there'll be another ball up. So centre wing members side of the ground. Bit of an arm wrestle of sorts the last 3 or 4 minutes. Stoppage after stoppage. There's the ball up. Ball goes to ground. Spits out. Chance of Van Leith here, who went to ground for the Devils. Then is tackled. Taken to the ground. That's an excellent hand pass. Bewley or Baker. Neither of them look like they've got much hair from here. The kick's to half forward, and Rodder takes a nice mark on half forward. He's just going to look dangerous all day. You'd think the key forward. How about that for a kick? Finds Matty Brett on the lead. And he comes out and takes a nice mark on the chest. And after that early touch, that first kick that went into the man on the mark, a second opportunity here for Brett, and a new roll forward back into the side today after doing a knee against Melton. So the opposition would have been put into Brett as he leans back on the kick. Arguably the Devils' best kick in the team. Makes no mistake, Brett gets his first. Players in from everywhere to give him an encouragement, pat on the back. Welcome back to the seniors, Matty Brett, much to the delight of a very quiet Darley faithful over there at the moment, but no doubt after a few more sherbets they'll fire up. Matty Brett gets his first. Darley get their third. They're 3-1-19. They lead Lake Wendouree, no score. Quick looking around the ground. Sunbury have started well. They're 12. East Point are 2. And we'll keep you posted. Stick with us here on Apple 98.5 FM. Hope you're enjoying the pitches via the Clutch app wherever you are around Australia. Big cheerio to Graham Stewart, a life member and stalwart of the Darley Football Club, who's tuning in this afternoon. Nobody more happy than Graham today with the start of this game. So Darley 19, Lake Wendouree no score. Matthew Brett, the last goal scorer, back into the side today. Ball up in the middle. Rodder into the ruck against Parrott. You'd never thought you'd hear that, but the tap goes towards only as far as Carla. Now, Prinks had an excellent start to the game. Members side centre wing goes to half forward. Pritchard couldn't take the mark. Ball at ground level. Chance for the Lakers to go forward. O'Connell with the front spot. Good disciplined defence there from Ankrum to not infringe. Page's hair pass is cut off there by Thompson. He kicked to the top of the square. Bounces across the face. Cadman will go looking for the boundary here. Cox has got 2 to beat. He's done terrifically well. Shot on goal! Put that in the highlights reel. Win, lose or draw for the Lakers. Something out of nothing for Coxall. And the Lakers get there first. Well, that'd be a bit of a coach killer there for the Devils, but Coxall desperate back to his feet. Shot on goal. And the Lakers get there first. Darley 3-1-19. Lead Lake Wendouree 1 goal straight. And the Lakers kicking with the aid of a pocket-to-pocket breeze. They kick to the back of Smarsh Head in this opening term. And the Devils just couldn't get that ball out of bounds. Well done to Coxall. Tap one by Parrott. Chance here for James with the right foot kick to half forward. Cousins, very clean. Look at that. Quick hands inboard to Baker. Standing start. Kick hits the target. Speak of Matthew Brett in the middle of the ground. Goes by hand. Over there towards Azapati. Right foot kick. Oh, that's beautiful. Nice overhead mark taken there by Cadman. And he'll go back and have a shot on goal. That's actually Johnson. And Johnson, 45-degree angle. Will shoot for a crack at his first of the afternoon. So, captain of the under-19s hasn't played there. Well, Brody Ward is this year, given Johnson's time spent in the seniors over the last 2 years. Johnson looking for a response. Shot on goal. The Devils are on target against the Breeze in the opening term. Johnson gets his first. And Darley get their fourth. They're 4-1-25, Darley. They lead Lake Wendouree 1 goal straight, 6. So excellent ball use through the middle of the ground. I speak of Cousins, he's been very clean. Bewley, Baker, been good. The lefties. Sunbury have started well against East Point. Sunbury 24 lead East Point 2 points. Back in the middle of the ground here. Rodder into the ruck. Won the tap. Only as far as Collins, who went with the left hand. Chance for Corbett. You'll get onto that left foot. Kick goes in the direction there of Coxall. Went over his head. Ball at ground level. Chance here for Ward. Gathered. Was taken to the ground. Cop one high. Gone to ground. We'll keep an eye on Mitch Ward. Mackay's tackle was heavy. See, he does get in the wars, Mitch Ward, especially at Darley Park. As he just shrugs it off. He's a battler. He'll kick on. Tap. Won by O'Connell. Baker was legged. Umpire let it go. Angwin's high kick towards half-back. In front. Opportunity there for Brody Ward. He's knocked off the footy. Quick hands from Bewley's been cut off there by James. He's a good size, that James, for a youngster. And the ball ends up into the hands of Corbett. So the left footer, one of 5 under-19 Lakers playing this afternoon. Encouraging sides for the club looking forward. Kick inside 50. Rodder in front, couldn't take the mark. Angwin went the spoil. O'Connell did the sharking. Hurried kick towards the goal square. Bit of a leg break. Chance here for Cousins, though, to do the mopping up. Got it to Bewley. To Azapati. Short kick needs to be good. Mitch Ward made it look better. Gathered it on the half volley. Gave it back to Azapati, who backed his leg speed. Took a second bounce. Ran to half back. Squaring kick. Went looking there towards Joel Cadman. Got a terrible bounce. And turnover opportunity for the Lakers. They go forward. Mackay sets himself. Can't take the mark. Chance here for Emerson Jones. Dribbling kick. He might have got it. Emerson Jones gets his first. And the Lakers get their second. And the Lakers faithful in front of us here are happy with that. They get their second of the afternoon. Lake Wendouree 2 goals straight, 12. Trail Darley 4-1-25. There's some encouraging signs for the Lakers. They've been up against it for the most part of season 2022, their young group. But the youngsters showing some positive signs here, despite trailing by 13 points at Darley Park. So they started the season off to a flyer with a 39-point win over Redan, but they haven't won since. There's the tap. won by Tanner. Fancy for James. So the youngster in the middle for Lake Wendouree. That's a good show of faith there from Coach Fitzpatrick. Attacking side of the middle of the ground here. There'll be a ball up. Darley lead by 13 points. Gathered well by Carlin. Clean player. Hurried kick towards half forward. Clean bowled Mitch Ward. Chance here for Norton. Overran the footy. Devils get numbers back through Angwin. Hand pass inboard towards Cousins. Normally good by foot. It likes to go by hand towards Lant. Towards Ward. To the members' side centre wing. The low kick's okay. And the mark's being taken there by Brett Bewley. Kept to under 25 disposals last week, just for the second time of the season. Average is about 40 otherwise. Kick to half forward. Was beautifully read by the Lakers at ground level. It's an opportunity here for Pritchard if you can gather. Oh, that was a nice little blind turn and a shimmy if you don't mind. Got it to O'Keefe. Ran into a brick wall. Kick smothered. But his second effort was terrific. The youngster got the hands out wide towards Collins and got it further afield. Right foot kick towards the attacking 50. Coxall got a favourable bounce. The first goal kicker for the Lakers this afternoon before he's tackled, bailed up. Right in front of the Lakers coach's box. And there'll be a ball up. Darley 4-1-25. Lead Lake Wendouree 2 goals straight 12. So fairly high scoring in blustery conditions here under sunny skies here at Darley Park. Again, defensive side of the stoppage. Lake Wendouree win the footy and they hack it forward to the top of the goal square. But Angwin read it better. So he's a raking left foot kick here. He elects to go short. Cousins has probably had 7 or 8 already. Keeps the kick low. How about that? Found Mitch Ward on half back. Went inboard to Azapati, who kept running into the middle of the ground. That's a nice kick. The arc's been taken there by Van Lee. Another one of the youngsters goes to the fat side with a tumbling kick. Made it difficult for Rodder. Took a diving effort at it. And the big fella's just a little bit frustrated. There's a turnover opportunity here for the Lakers through Thompson, who's tackled and taken to the ground. And the umpire's going to ping him here. Be a free kick to the Devils on half forward. So Cadman lowers the eyes. Second grab couldn't be taken there by Brett. The hurry kick out of defence. Lahore in front. Oh, Mark Andor free kick. Take both, youngster. And he plays on by hand to Cousins. A left foot kick. Deep inside 50. Right of the target. Couldn't quite take the mark. As his second effort, he went to ground. Allowed the Lakers back into the contest here to negotiate their way out of trouble by foot. They get to the members' side centre wing, but there's no one at home. And it's Lahore who takes an uncontested mark. So they're pressing up and reading the ball well. The Devils back 6 at the moment. So it's Azapati. Speak of Adam, who kept it short. There's the right foot kick out wide. Players set themselves. Diving attempt there by Matty Brett. Went to ground. Couldn't take it. Ball spills free to Ward, who's pushed up to half forward. Chance here for Azapati. Has a pot shot at the goals as he got the distance. Touched on the line through for a minor score. So threatening, and the Devils there just happy to see Matty Brett getting up off the ground after, well, going to ground is always concern over a knee as they bring the ball back into play, the Lakers, and Pring takes an uncontested mark on the defensive 50. So arguably their leading possession winner at the moment. The kick's okay. Went over the head of Emerson Jones in the end. Chance here for the Devils to Azapati. Got it to Cadman. Through traffic to Brodie Ward, who got it to Andy Azapati. Back to his brother there in Adam. Went searching by hand again to Joel Cadman, who got it back to Azapati. Left foot kick. That's a beauty. Rodder's got it. And Rodder comes out and finally gets one delivered on a platter. And the big fella, the Devils' leading goal kicker in 2022, will go back and have a shot on goal. Sunbury 24, lead East Point 3 points. So Rodder, he's kicked 30 of the Devils' 95 goals in season 2022. He'll go back and shoot here from 45. Distance won't be a problem. How's the accuracy? Not bad. Straight over the goal umpire's hat. Rodder hits the scoreboard. Darley get their 5th in blustery conditions here at Darley Park. They've done well to hit the scoreboard. Their effectiveness in front of goal has been good. They're 5-2-32. They lead Lake Wendouree 2 goals straight 12. And we've been playing 21 minutes in this opening term. So 5 individual goal scorers for the Devils. Angwin, Nick Rodder, Brett, Will Johnson and Dylan Lant. Back in the middle of the ground as a party with quick hands. Found Baker. Kept the kick low. The mark's been taken there by Lant. Wheels onto the left boot. Puts it out in front of Rodder. Made it hard for him. It's that okay, though, for the big fella. Kicks across the body. Squaring kick. Horan's going to be outsized here. Chance here for Pring. Couldn't gather. Second effort was good there from Horan. Kicks at the top of the square. Played on there was Van Lee. Second chance on goal. Misses off to the right for a minor score. So a let off for the Lakers as the Devils press. 5-3-33. Darley lead Lake Wendouree 2 goals straight, 12. And the kick in out of defence from Robertson was good, who found Thompson, who went short to Norton on half-back, out of sight of the ground. They're not in a hurry to get it moving at the moment. Another one of the youngsters, Bailey Ryan, goes short to Hellier, just inside the boundary line on half-back. They go short again. The kick's okay. So it's Carlin. Switches play with a nice kick to Robertson. Just dropped what he should have taken for good time to gather. Then duffed the kick like one of my chips on the golf course before it spills free. Chance here for Hellier. So a second opportunity for the Lakers to get out of trouble through Carlin. Normally good by foot. That's a beautifully weighted kick. Found Thompson. On centre wing. Out of side of the ground. Right foot kick to half forward. Angwin going back but he runs out of space and time over the line for a boundary throw-in about 51 metres around from the Lakers' goal. So Darley 5-3-33 lead Lake Wendouree 2 goals straight, 12. Lakers kicking with the aid of a difficult breeze, albeit from pocket to pocket in this first term. As a party, touch of the fumbles. Page over the footy. Now he's tackled and the umpire says I'll have it and be a ball up. About 40 metres out from the Lakers' goal. So we'll just take a quick look at scores around the ground. Sunbury 25, lead East Point 9. Here's the ball up. Tap one by O'Connell, only as far as Lant. Quick hands were okay to Page. Right foot kick into the breeze. 2-on-1 here. Joel Cadman is the one. But he had the boundary line to help him out as the ball bounces over the line for a boundary throw-in. Attacking side of centre wing, outer side of the ground for Lake Wendouree. Near time on in this opening term. O'Connell, good use of the body, couldn't quite gather. Bewley ran past the footy, second effort, shoveled out the hand pass, only as far as O'Connell, who copped one high. And the umpire agreed. And it's O'Connell with ball in hand, speak of Joel. So the right foot kick. Devils have got numbers back. And Cousins nearly takes a juggling mark. And trying to claim the mark there was Norton, but he did have second dibs on the football, and the umpire made the right call and will affect the ball up. 25 metres out from the Lakers' goal. They'll be pressing for a goal late in this term. Tap one by Tanner. Through traffic goes James, who's tackled, taken to the ground by Brett Bewley. And the umpire says, I'll have it. There'll be another ball up. So Emerson Jones and Coxall, the goal scorers for Lake Wendouree in this opening term. Coxall's goal, one for the highlights reel. Ball at ground level here. Chance for O'Connell. Over the football. Darley doing well not to infringe. And snap out of nowhere from Preston. Didn't get any purchase. James over the footy. Second effort good. Lant pushed him off the footy. Hand pass was okay. Cousins had to be quick. He was. Gave it back to Lant. He split it before he'd got it and found the boundary line in the end. So Lake Wendouree still pressing. There'll be a boundary throw in. So Carlin has pushed up onto the ball late here. We'll be hoping to impact this boundary throw in this stoppage late in Lake Wendouree's forward line. 25 minutes gone opening term. Chance here for Baker. He's tackled by 2 Lake Wendouree players. Bit of a scrum of sorts, and the umpire will come in and effect a ball up. So it's like a bunch of kids fighting over one toy at the moment. There'll be a ball up. 30 metres away from the Lake Wendouree goal. Devils will be hoping to hang on here. Lakers wanting a late one. Carlin goes through traffic. He's tackled. Good defensive pressure there from the Devils. The umpire should blow the whistle, and he does. And he'll effect a ball up. So, again, an arm wrestle, repeat stoppage. We've had a couple of moments of those throughout this opening term. Darley lead by 21 points. 33 plays 12. Lake Wendouree into attack, kicking with the breeze. Tap one by Parrott. Lant through traffic. Bewley was cleaner, but his hand pass was poor. Made it hard for Cousins, but he was up to the task. Searching hand pass, found Lant, who went short on the non-preferred. Went over the head of Cadman. They got numbers here. The Lakers. Pritchard want to be quick. Could pressure Joel Cadman. Right foot kick inside 50. Page couldn't take the mark. Duncan Cadman dropped it like a hot spot. Umpire let it go. Chance here for Tanner, who gave it to Page. Good vision from Page, who got it towards Lawler, who went along the line and found Joel Cadman, who took a steadying mark on half back. Squaring kick needs to be good. It was. Found Baker. He can go here, Baker, if he wants. Now he'll go short. Kick's okay to Page. Stab kick. It's fine. Centre wing to Lawler. Took the game on. Ran to half forward. Kept the kick low. Rodder comes out and takes a mark on the chest. So an excellent kick there from the youngster Lawler. This is his third or fourth game for the Devils. Just took the mark and ran away. Brave habit there from the youngster. So Rodder, late in this first term, will have a chance to kick his second of the afternoon. 27 and a half minutes gone. He'll kick from about 40. He was eating these up in the warm-up. We'll see how he goes from here. Under match pressure. And that motorcycle. We'll blame that one on the motorcycle. Off to the left, through for a minor score. Darley 5-4-34. Lead Lake Wendouree 2 goals straight, 12. So a 22-point lead to the Devils. Ball comes back into play. They're not out of trouble here yet, the Lakers. Joel Cadman, quick hands to Lant. He'll get onto the left. He can shoot. Keeps the kick low. Needs a favourable bounce. Got one. And Jack Fitzpatrick wouldn't be happy with that. Turnover late out of defence. And Lant gets his second of the afternoon. And Darley get a late one and get their sixth. They're 6-4-40. They lead Lake Wendouree 2 goals straight, 12. And a 28-point lead to Darley. So Lant with his second. Angwin, Rodder, Brett, Johnson have the others. Whilst for Lake Wendouree, Coxall and Emerson Jones. As we're back in the middle, couldn't be long left in this opening term. Be a repeat stoppage here, ball up. How long have we got left, guys? Inside the final minute of this opening term. 50 seconds to go. A 28-point lead to the Devils. Ball up. Tap won by Tanner through traffic. Lant. He's had a bit of it. Well, his own footy, really. Kicks it towards half forward. Rodder front position. Couldn't take the mark. Umpire's picked out a free kick for a hold. And it's going to go to Rodder. So if he's got any awareness here, he'll shoot after the siren. So he's got every indication of going back and having a shot here. So Rodder has one for the afternoon. 1 goal, 1. And he'll kick right on the siren here for a good start from the Devils. He leads back on the kick. They like it, the Devils. 2 very late goals to get some scoreboard pressure on early. Rodder gets his second. Darley get their 7th. Into a blustery breeze here at Darley Park. They're 7-4-46, the Devils. They lead Lake Wendouree 2 goals straight, 12. A 34-point lead to Darley in their best start to a game in season 2022. So the Lakers opening quarter troubles continue. That'll extend to 1-8. Ball up in the middle of the ground. Tap one by Tanner. Ball at ground level. I like this bloke, James. Umpire's picked out a free kick. It's going to go to Bewley. And that kick after the siren will count as a stat. He'll be happy with that. Quarter time here at Darley Park. Honours with the Devils. Lake Wendouree trying hard, but just lacking a bit of poise going forward. It's the Devils with a commanding 34-point lead, albeit into the breeze in that opening term. They're 7-4-46. They lead Lake Wendouree 2 goals straight, 12. The goal kickers for Darley, Dylan Lant and Nick Rodder have 2 each. Trent Angwin, Matthew Brett and Will Johnson 1 apiece, whilst for Lake Wendouree, Jake Coxall has 1 and Robbie Emerson Jones. Time for you guys to give me a break, and I'll be back in about 5 minutes. Smash by 26 points against Sebastopol at quarter time. And Sunbury lead East Point by 4 goals. You'll be assuming there's a breeze there at the Clark Oval, given their positions on the ladder. So Mackay's kick out of defence went looking for Pring, but it was knocked over the line for a boundary throw in there by Lant. So some good accountability there from the Devils. Now we have boundary throwing. Members side of the ground, half forward for Darley. They kick to the Bacchus Marsh end with the aid of a slight breeze in blustery conditions here at Darley Park. Through traffic is Collins, who got the hand pass towards Pring. Back to Collins. Left foot kick was pretty poor in the end, but through just doing some mopping up there was Parrott, who got it to the youngster there in Ryan. Inboard to Fitzgerald. High up and under. Left foot kick there from the youngster. Spoil, who's at ground level here, but players in from everywhere. Excellent running there from Bewley. Tackle was good there from James, but the umpire said Bewley was held without it. And the leading possession winner in the comp kicks the ball into the middle. Found brother Jack, who was very good early in that opening term. Kept the kick low and beautifully intercepted there by Pring. Showed some courage to come out and cut off that Rodder lead and read it well. Lake Windouree's best player this afternoon already. Right foot kick to half back. Kick's been cut off there by Page. Standing start. High kick. Rodder to his advantage. Takes a nice overhead mark. Just outside there, Pring. And Young just failing to get to that contest with body or pressure on ball. And Rodder, he kicked 2 goals in that opening term. We'll have another shot on goal here. Difficult conditions for goal shooting today. But they've made light work of it, both sides. Darley 7-4, Lake Windoureee 2 straight. So Rodder sets sail. Straight over the goal umpire's head, if you don't mind. Just what Lake Windoureee didn't want, and just what the Devils were after. Rodder gets his 3rd. Darley get their 8th. And they extend here at Darley Park. 8-4-52, the Devils lead Lake Windoureee 2 goals straight, 12. And it's a 40-point lead to the 6th place Devils, aiming to get their 5th win of the season. Of course, back-to-back losses for the Devils against Ballarat and East Point, whilst Lake Windoureee have lost their last 7. Back in the middle of the ground here. Tap one by Tanner, straight to Bewley. Penetrating left foot kick. Brett's in front, pushed by Robertson. Umpire didn't see it. He let it go. And they'll get out of trouble here. Oh, making a mess of it there was Young. Let the Devils in with another chance. But thankfully there for the Wendouree defence, Robertson was able to square that stoppage away, and there'll be a ball up about 15 metres away from the Darley goal. So just one kick out of the middle from Bewley off that tap from Tanner. And the Devils are into attack. Rodder with the tap. Collins got a terrible bounce. Might have been tripped. The umpire let it go. Lant went onto his left, back onto his right. High kick. Anyone's ball here. Pring under the footy. The youngster, Hellier, went to spoil. Then Young went to soccer off the ground. Baker got caught onto his right boot. Kick smothered. Fell into the hands of Brett. Kick across the body. He might have got this, Matthew Brett. Point. Bit of an anticlimax of sorts there. Darley 8-5-53 lead Lake Windoureee 2 goals straight, 12. And Robertson will keep the kick low. Out of defence. The kick's okay. So opening minutes. Rodder with the only goal of this term. So O'Connell keeps the kick low. It's just difficult conditions for executing here. Ryan's hands were good, the youngster. Got it to Carlin. Conceded by hand to Pring. It got it back to O'Connell. Kick was kept low. Made it difficult. So Darley have got numbers here. They've been very accountable through the middle of the ground. Lant by hand. Got it over towards Cousins, who just set it up in front of Matthew Brett. And he took a nice overhead mark in front of Fitzgerald. So Matthew Brett, the best and fairest defender for the Devils in 2021, will go short. Oh, they could raffle this, Darley. That was just like kick to kick, warm up ahead of training, that was. As Adam Azzopardi just sneaks in front of the Lakers defence to take an uncontested mark on the back of an unselfish Matthew Brett. So, Azzopardi to shoot for goal here. Leans back on the kick. The youngster, has he snuck it through? The youngsters like it. So does the goal umpire. Adam Azzopardi gets his first. The Devils get their 9th. And we've been playing a tick over 5 minutes in this opening term. Darley 9-5-59. Lead Lake Windoureee 2 goals straight, 12. So now Adam Azzopardi hitting the scoreboard. So Azzopardi has 1. Angwin, Matthew Brett, Will Johnson 1, 3 to Rodder, 2 to Land. Coxell and Emerson Jones with the Lake Wendouree goals. Thank God we've got a little break from the sun. There's Thompson. He enjoyed it as well. Ran away from the middle with a clearance. Got it towards half forward. Nice overhead mark taken there by Collins, it looks from here. And doesn't mind a goal, Timmy Collins. He's featured on the goal front over the last couple of seasons with Lake Wendouree, the youngster. So Collins will shoot from about 35. So he leads back on the kick. Coxell there as he got the journey, gets to the teeth of goal. Off hands, Darley quite happy to concede, through for a rush behind. So Lake Wendouree get their first behind of the afternoon. They're 2-1-13. Bewley, penetrating left foot kick. Have a look at that. Got it towards the outer side centre wing, if you don't mind. Went over the head of Land. Gathering there was Azapati. Second effort okay. Just threw it onto the boot. Matthew Brett dived on the footy. That'll test the knee. Through traffic. Baker, clever. Hands to a standing Matthew Brett. He just threw the ball onto the boot. Van Leith at the back. Couldn't take the mark. Cullen in front. Speak of Scott Cullen. Baker, left foot shot on goal. Off to the near side for a minor score. So a let off there for the Lakers. Darley 60 lead Lake Wendouree 13 here. We've been playing 7 minutes in this second term. Redan lead Melton by a goal. So there's a good game of footy going on at City Oval this afternoon as Carlin marks that kick in. He went short to Collins, who went short again with a 45 kick to Robertson. Still got Pringle on his own there. Found him right in front of the visitors' coach's box. So Pring and Carlin getting a bit of it. It was a good stretch there from Mackay. Put him under the pump there, though, and managed to gather. Now, hurried kick, found Carlin, told to play on by the umpire, got it towards Pring. So the two Lakers leading disposal winners combined there, found Pritchard on centre wing, members' side of the ground. Played on. High right foot kick to an open forward line. Coxell, good use of the body, couldn't take the mark. Here come the troops for the Devils through Jack Bewley. Got it back towards Cousins, who went with the right hand. They're not out of trouble yet, the Devils. But Cousins kept running. Left foot kick towards the members' side centre wing. Went over the hands of all. Doing the mopping up there was Corbett. He'll want to get onto his left foot there, the youngster. He was dispossessed. Went by hand in the end. As they get the ball towards half forward, Devils couldn't quite take the mark, so a let off for the Lakers. Can they convert here? Oh, that's nearly a holding the ball. The umpire's going to ping the Devils. And it's going to be a free kick to the Lakers through O'Keefe, who keeps the eyes low. Right foot kick. Just misses the target. Made it hard for Coxell. High up and under kick. Misses everything. But bounces once before it heads over the line for a boundary throw-in. So Lake Wendouree into attack, albeit the defensive forward pocket here at Darley Park. Been playing 9 minutes second term. Boundary throw-in. Ball at ground level. O'Connell will it sit for him. Got the hand pass over towards Thompson, who's been known to kick a goal this year. Through traffic. Baker. Quick hands was good. Wanted it back, but Page went towards Cadman, who got the ball towards half back. Running through the middle of the ground there was Baker. Got it back. Good running there from Baker. Wanted it again. But Bewley with ball in hand. Middle of the ground. Left foot kick inside 50. One-on-one Rodder. Got it at the back. Read it beautifully. Just out pointed Young there. Just read the flight of the ball a little bit better off the boot. And Rodder will go back and have a shot on goal. Sunbury 39, lead East Point 15. So they're hanging in there, the Lions, for Travis Hodgson. Back off after the bye. So Rodder, who's kicked 3. This is probably the easiest of his shots to date. Kick 3-1. Set sail. And through for a minor score. He'd be disappointed with that. So Rodder has 3 goals too. And Darley, 9-7-61. Lead Lake Wendouree 2-1-13. 16 scoring shots to 3. Tells a story of its own. We're barely halfway through this second term. Darley lead by 48 points. And it'll be Robertson with ball in hand as the sun comes out. Kicks okay, finds Preston. So Preston with ball in hand. Another one of the Lakers youngsters who combines with another to Bailey Ryan, who decides to go back. Kicks okay to Robertson. He's got Corbett on broadcast side, but goes into the middle of the ground to Pritchard, or the middle of the defence, albeit. It'll be a 50-metre penalty against Johnson, just for not standing, for infringing on the mark. So Pritchard will get out of jail free card and bring the ball up to the middle of the ground. So Pritchard goes with the switch kick towards Preston. So he can weigh up the options, the youngster. Keeps the kick low. It's been cut off. Chance here for Page. Got Johnson all on his own here. Brett keeps running. Can present over the top. 50-50. Not sure where to go, Johnson, but he decides to go long, deep into attack. Diving attempted mark there from Ankrum. Spills off his hands and over the line for a boundary throw-in. The Jason to the behind post. The Devils kicking with the blustery breeze in this second term. They kicked only 2 goals of this second quarter, so the Lakers hanging in 11 and a half minutes into this second quarter. There's the boundary throw-in. Tap one by Parrott. Running onto the football there was O'Connell. He just keeps trying. O'Connell leading by example. Johnson's tackle will negate Pritchard's efforts, and there'll be a ball up 45 metres out from the Devils' goal. So they've kicked 2 goals, 3-1 behind in this quarter, after leading by 34 at quarter time. Tap one by Brett Cadman. Tackle barred up there by Thompson. And the umpire says, I'll have it. There'll be a ball up. Fitzgerald helping out. The Fitzgerald inquiry. Sunbury 40, lead East Point 15. Ball up. Tap one by Brett, only as far as Fitzgerald. His tackle barreled up purely. Snap out of the congestion. As a party got an unfavourable bounce. Chance here for Preston, who went to soccer. Did the 1% thing, only as far as Van Leith, who went inboard to Ward on his left boot. Gets plenty of purchase on the kick, but it's off to the left and through for another minor score. So Darley, 9-8-62. Lead Lake Wendouree, 2-1-13. They'll be wanting some bang for buck in this second term with the breeze. As the exit kick from Robertson finds O'Connell, who goes short across goal to Young. Slow hand pass towards Carlin. You wouldn't want it in better hands. Left foot kick. Have a look at that. It's a beauty. Found O'Keefe on half back. Played on. Got it towards Collins. Negotiates the ball towards the members' side centre wing. Opportunity here for O'Keefe. Decides to go by hand in the end. Tackle applied. How will the umpire see it? Holding the ball against the Lakers. I'm not sure they had much prior there. And it'll be Andy as a party with ball in hand. So they nearly be told to play on by the umpire. Oh, it's going to be 50 there. So it's a bit stiff there as the umpire told as a party to move on. The Lake Wendouree player took a step over the mark and he's been very stiff there to cost him 50 metres and a shot on goal for as a party. Plays on to Page. Set sail, got it. Captain goal. Well, former captain's goal if you don't mind. And the dual best and fairest Page gets the hairball received from Azapati. So a little unfortunate there, the Lakers, I thought. Page gets his first and Darley get their 10th. We've been playing 14 minutes in this second quarter here in Apple 98.5 FM's match of the round. It's Darley 10-8-68 who lead Lake Wendouree 2-1-13. So Page gets his first. Rodder with 3, Lant with 2, the multiple goal scorers for the Devils. 1 each to Angwin, Matthew, Brett, Will Johnson and Shane Page. So Rodder with 3 goals too, the spearhead. And whilst for the Lakers, their 2 goals came in the opening term through Jake Coxall and Robbie Emerson-Jones. So in true country footy style, we wait for the football to get retrieved and returned to the middle of the ground, and we'll get an update scores from around the grounds. Redan 27, lead Melton 21. Bacchus Marsh led Sebastopol by 26 at quarter time. And Sunbury 40, lead East Point 15. So the interest continues around Ballarat League football in a very even year. Here's the ball up. Ryder into the ruck. Didn't quite win that tap. They'll negotiate through Parrott here. Right foot kick to half forward. Chance for Emerson-Jones. Just bounced up into the hands of Ward, who was tackled by Emerson-Jones, taken to the ground. And there'll be a ball up on half forward. Outer side of the ground for the Lakers. So Parrott and Rodder. Give that tap to Rodder, who got it to Baker. It was then tackled, taken to the ground, and there'll be a repeat stoppage. So one stoppage seems to follow another. They've been happening in groups throughout that first quarter and now that second. Just a much better game when it's open and flowing, as they'll get another clearance here, the Lakers, through O'Connell. Kick to half forward. Been cut off. That's a nice overhead mark taken there by the Devils. Guess who? Cousins onto the left boot. Bit of a lazy kick, really, to space, looking there towards Lant. Had to wait forever under the footy. And was a mark end or free in the end. So Lant with ball in hand will get onto his preferred left. He looks to go inboard. Horan presents wide, but he'll go the short option back to Cousins. Can go to as a party if he's got no options. Blake Wendouree quite happy to concede that short kick. As Cousins goes to Ward, it presents and takes a nice mark on the chest. So it's been busy, Mitch Ward, today. Been good. So from half forward, keeps the kick low. Ankrum the target, couldn't take the mark. Rodder at the back, ball spills at ground level. Chance here for Horan, needs to go by hand to Lant. Decided to go by foot in the end. Clean bowled Johnson. And before it's rushed through by Corbett for a minor score. So just a little bit more awareness from Horan. Could have found Lant by hand, but didn't see him. And the result are behind. Darley 69, lead Lake Wendouree 13. So Carlin and Pring, clearly the leading possession winners for Lake Wendouree. That kick from Carlin's terrific. Finds Hellier, goes short to Pring on the defensive 50. Vacant, out of side centre wing, all on his own is Emerson Jones. He's got a paddock. Bewley chases. Can't close the ground. The kick from Emerson Jones is poor and beautifully cut off by that man again in Cousins. His kick was poor though. Lant was up to the task, however. Gathered cleanly. Decides to go by hand in the end. That's a bit of a rarity. So concede some further ground to Angwin. Left foot kick into the middle. How about that for some vision? Found Adam as a party. Can kick it over the top to his brother and Andy. He can run and go here. Can take a bounce over the cricket pitch. Half forward. Inside 50. Long shot on goal. Has he got the accuracy? He's put it through as a party. Averages a goal a game. The youngster, he kicked 9 for the year. He's the Devils' second leading goal kicker this year. Hard to believe. Of course, Rodder out in front with 33. Andy has a party there next best on 9. And Andy gets his first of the afternoon. And Darley get their 11th. So Angwin and Cousins and as a party through the middle. Adam to Andy, goal. Back in the middle of the ground here. Tanner into the ruck. Tap. Through traffic. Collins forced to go by hand. Second ever James in and under. I like this kid. Hand pass out towards Corbett. Penetrating kick inside 50. Angwin reads it well. Takes a nice overhead mark. He's very important to the Devils' make-up in the back half. And the kick finds Cousins. Been terrific again. Keeps the kick low. It'll get to Horan on the bounce. Bewley lends assistance. It's good pressure there from Thompson to affect the ball over the line for a boundary throw-in. So they didn't really make the most of that exit out of defence, the Devils. Darley 75, lead Lake Wendouree 13. So a 62-point lead. There was 34 at the first break. Pring tries to get through. That's a good tackle there from the big fella there in Tanner. Quick hands from Cadman. Got it to Lant. Took a bounce. Half forward. Ran to 50. Has a pot shot at the goals. It's going to go across the face and through for a minor score. See, that looked like circle work. Darley 11-10, 76. Lead Lake Wendouree 2-1, 13. That's a terrific kick out of defence from Thompson. Pring didn't even have to move. Delivered on a platter. Gets towards outer side centre wing. Mark's been taken there by Emerson Jones. Squarey kick needs to be good. It was poor. It was cut off by Cadman. I speak of Joel, who got it to Lant. Got 2 to beat. Tackle was good from Mackay. The hand pass from Azapati to Rodder. Rodder's got it. Just that poor kick from Emerson Jones, really just a coach killer there. Fitzpatrick wouldn't be happy with that. And just allowed the Devils to swarm. The kick hits the target, okay, but it's just a risky part of the ground to be turning the ball over. And the ball's ended up in Nick Rodder's hands. Chance to kick his 4th of the afternoon, his 2nd for the term, and his 34th for the season. So Rodder from 50 gets plenty of it. How is it? They like it. So does the goal umpire. Straight over his hat. Rodder's got 4 at Darley Park. And Darley get there. 21 minutes into this second term. Darley get their 12th. They're 12-10-82. They lead Lake Wendouree 2-1-13. They average just under 80 points a game, Darley. They've already got past that, and we're not even near half-time yet. But percentage going to play a part in a very even 2022. Rodder has 4, Land has 2, the multiple goal scorers for the Devils. Back in the middle of the ground. Tap one by Mackay. Might have got a poke in the eye there, but they'll get out of traffic here. James, hand pass was okay. Carlin, hand pass to the voice. Couldn't quite find it. Page will do the mopping up for the Devils. Andy has a party. The ball will sit for him okay. And the little racehorse is off. Right foot kick to the attacking 50. Ball went through Rodder's hands. A rare overhead error there from the big fella. And he's very disappointed as he stumps to the ground. And they get out of trouble, the Lakers, but only as far as Mitch Ward, who takes a nice overhead mark. Squaring kick into the middle of the ground. Cousins, you want to be good here, Mace? He just turns around easy. Little Pendlebury liking Brodie Ward, the debutant. Bit of a laconic kick out in front of Page. That'll do. We'll let him off the hook with that one. Advantage of Page. Right foot, up and under kick. Joel Cabot at the back. Oh, he couldn't take the mark. Ball at ground level. Just misjudged the flight. James through traffic, and they're away again. Carlin, he's had plenty of it today. He's been in a class of his own for the Lakers. So too Pring as he got it over towards Thompson. Right foot kick towards half forward. Angwin's got the spot here and takes it a nice mark against Coxall. Just read it well off the boot. Was on the right side of his opponent. And he'll rebound the Devils. Off half back. Page presents. Ignored. He'll be told to move it on here. So the left foot kick goes into the Lant direction. O'Keefe presents, but Lant marks the ball on the chest, keeps going. Could have gone by hand to Cadman, elected to go by foot. Rodder at the back, Carlin, it was Young in front. Outlet sit for the big fella. Second effort was good. Rodder, ball spout out into the hands of Van Leith, who went by hand to Horan. What's he going to do here? He goes through traffic, by hand, out wide towards Andy has a party, back inboard to Horan, kick across the body's good. Good vision there from the youngster, that's better. And Joel Cadman takes it, uncontested chest mark. 20 metres out from goal on an acute angle. So Darley 12-10-82, lead Lake Wendouree 2-1-13. 23 minutes gone, second term here. And Joel Cadman has a shot to kick his first of the afternoon. Leans back on the kick. Oh, he's hit the Holy Ghost, if you don't mind. Minor score. And then a let off there for the Lakers. 23 scoring shots to 3. Nearing time on in this, well, we're well into time on in this second term. So negotiate through traffic, through Canning, who got it to Carlin, who looked up, and there was nothing there. O'Connell with ball in hand now. Back to Carlin, centre wing. Just a wild hair pass under pressure. Bit of push and shove going on behind players. The hooray commit on the football was terrific. So was Van Leith, but ball got his hair pass was smothered. Favoured the Lakers in the end. James was terrific. Or just went without it in the end, the youngster. Spent it before he got it. And now there's a bit of a scrum of sorts and a whistle imminent. And the umpire will ball it up on half forward. Members side of the ground for Darley. So Darley 83, lead Lake Wendouree 13. Ball up on half forward for the Lakers. Through traffic, Bewley. Got it over towards Baker. Left foot kick out in front of Page on centre wing. Hand pass was okay. Over towards Cousins. His left foot kick out in front of Horan. Just missed the target there and gave Horan little or no chance of keeping it in. That was actually Brodie Ward on that left boot. Looks a little bit like Cousins the way they move. So it'll be a boundary throwing. 83 Darley, lead Lake Wendouree 13. Another left footer joining the Devils ranks. There's the throw-in. So Tanner tries to get front position. Won the tap to Lant. Somehow got ball to boot. It was cut off there by O'Connell. He gave it to Carlin, who's been very good. Right foot kick to Emerson Jones, who presents. Takes a mark in front of Brodie Ward. Plays on. Goes along the line to the attacking 50. There's a good spoil by Duncan Cadman to the safety of the boundary line. And there'll be a throwing on the attacking 50 for Lake Wendouree. So they trailed the Lakers by 34 points at quarter time. They now trail by 70. And we've been playing 25 and a half minutes in this second term. Here's the throw in. Tap one by Tanner, only as far as Lant. Clever tap to Cadman, who found Page. He was under the pump there. Managed, went looking there towards Bewley. Might have been pushed. The umpire let it go. Bill spilled back into the hands of Pring, who got it to Carlin. Right foot kick to half forwards, good. And Ryan marks the footy. Kicks the kick low. Might have stubbed his toe. Paul kick in the end. And Brett Bewley, with ball in hand, is tackled. Is up to the challenge and negotiates by hand. That was good work there from Ward, who got it over towards Cadman. Poor kick to Johnson. Went crashing through. He got 2 to beat here. Robertson's one of those. And there's going to be another bit of stacks on the middle. The umpire says, I'll have it. And there'll be a ball up on broadcast side, half forward for the Devils. Darley 83, lead Lake Wendouree 13. Nick Rodder with 4 goals, 2. Tap won by Tanner, only as far as Collins, who's kept trying. Tumbling kick. Chance here for, it could have been a free kick for the Lakers. The umpire let it go. There's the tackle there from Page, and they were lucky to get away with that as Cousins combined with Mitch Ward, who went to a member's side centre wing. Now Jack Bewley got time to mention the kick to Cadman on half forward. Horan presents, he's all on his own. He just needs to find him. He'll get to him on the bounce. What's he going to do? He's in front of Canning, onto the non-preferred, keeps the kick low. He goes out to Party. That was terrific. Blind turn through the traffic, but then he's bailed up. That's holding the ball. And it's going to be a free kick to the Lakers, and it's going to go to Preston. So another youngster for the Lakers will go short towards Robinson, and the kick's going to be okay. But they're still entrenched in their defensive 50 at the moment. Robinson told to play on. Right foot kick. Page in front can take pretty much an uncontested mark at the end in front of Norton. Squarey kick going back, and Bewley's got ball in hand now. So distance won't be a problem here for Brett Bewley. It'll be all about accuracy. Darley 83, lead Lake Wendouree 13. So they muck around with the footy there, the Devils, and Ladd has a shot on goal and misses off to the right. Just go back and kick that goal, Bewley. I'm not sure what was going on there. So Darley 12-12, lead Lake Wendouree 2-1. So it'll be Thompson to bring the ball back into play. Low penetrating kicks of beauty and found Carlin, who marked the ball on half-back. Went by hand to the running Pritchard. Didn't have to break stride. This is better from the Lakers. Goes inboard towards O'Keefe. Bewley's on his hammer. Gave the ball back to Pritchard. He could have a shot on goal here. Ball's bending back. I reckon he might have put it through. Pritchard. Excellent finish there from Pritchard. Coast to coast went the Lakers, and they get their 3rd goal of the afternoon. They're 3-1-19, Lake Wendouree. They trail Darley 12-12, 84 with 40 seconds left in this second term. Quick score around the grounds. Redan 45, lead Melton 34. Sunbury 46, lead East Point 21. And Bacchus Marshall leading Sebastopol by 26 points at quarter time. 40 seconds to go. Tap won by Tanner. Bewley's tackle was strong and fair. The contest on O'Connell, and the umpire will effect a ball up. So in the last minute of this opening half here, tap won by Tanner. Second effort okay. He wants to get rid of it. He did handball the ball, but just hung onto it for too long. And it'll be a free kick to Parrott, who plays on. Gives it over towards Thompson. Just dropped the ball. Umpire let it go. They want to be quick here. Baker, quick hands to Brett. Short kick. Rodder's got it. There's only 10 seconds to go. So Rodder will have a shot on goal here after the siren. So Rodder a chance to kick his 5th of the afternoon. And Darley's 13th. They lead by 65 points at the moment, Darley. He has 4 goals too, 34 for the season, and will shoot from 50. Shanks the kick off to the right, won't get the distance and or accuracy, no score. So that'll be it at half-time. That's the Darley Devils with a commanding 65-point lead. They're 12-12, 84. They lead Lake Wendouree 3-1-19. We'll go through the goal scorers before a well-earned break. 4 goals to Nick Rodder, 2 to Dylan Lant, 1 each to Adam Azzopardi, Trent Angwin, Matthew Brett, Will Johnson and Shane Page. Whilst for Lake Wendouree, singles to Harold Pritchard, Romy Emerson Jones and Jake Coxall. So It's all Darley at the moment. 24 scoring shots to 4 tells its own story at the main break. We'll be back in about 15 minutes' time for the second half here at Darley Park. It's the Devils who lead by 65 points.
I want you to inspire me, and I want to inspire you this football season with our high-quality, locally grown meat. Hop online or give us a call on 5368 1117 or come in store and we will deliver to you free of charge this football season. Proud sponsors of this station, the Land Local Butcher.
Are you frustrated on constantly hiring the wrong size skip bin? Get station sponsor Jess and Leanne's Waste Solutions advice on what the right size skip bin is for your job. Jess and Leanne's Waste Solutions is a company that can supply skip bins and walk-in bins with sizes varying from 2 cubic metres all the way up to 30 cubic metres. They're sure to have a bin for you. Call Jess and Leanne's Waste Solutions on 0418 879 558. Jess and Leanne's Waste Solutions, where waste finds a solution.
Property management team at Stockdale and Lego Backer Smash are currently giving gift cards for any referrals that result in properties being managed by them. Contact station sponsor Stockdale and Lego and ask for Jade Daly or Emily Closter on 5367 5700. Stockdale and Lego, we are here for you. Proud sponsor of Apple 98.5 FM.
Rusdale Proprietary Limited phone 0419 568 635. Just brought your home site the man to phone for quick and prompt service. Graham Gillespie at Rusdale 0419 568 635. Proud sponsor of Apple 98.5 FM.
Community radio made in Moorabool. Apple 98.5 FM.
Streaming live across Victoria from the studios of Apple FM Bacchus Marsh. It's time to talk all things BFL with your local radio footy talk show, The Presser. And now, here's your host, Todd Whelan.
Welcome to another episode of The Presser ahead of Ballarat Football League action round 10 coming up for you on Saturday. Apple 98.5 FM's match of the round is Darley and home to Lake Wendouree. At the weekend, Lake Wendouree hosted Melton South. The Lakers come with a barnstorming finish, but just left their run all a bit late. And a man who knows more about it than any of us here at the panel, and he joins us on the program tonight, Jack Fitzpatrick, coach of Lake Wendouree. Thanks for joining us on the Presser.
Just when I was about to get over it, guys, you have to bring it back up. You're bloody killing me. How are you tonight?
Yeah, well, Jack, thanks for coming on the show. We'll keep it positive. So let's just talk about from three-quarter time onwards. What was said to the boys? Because it was a pretty spirited fight back.
Look, it definitely was a pretty spirited fight back. I don't know if I can take any credit for saying something or doing any moves, or if the guys just wanted to play well because we had our ball that night. I suspect that was probably more likely. But look, to be honest, I said to the guys after the game, and I've said to anyone who's asked, the reality is, yes, it was a spirited fight back, but it's a bit like the Terry Wallace footage in that Year of the Dog documentary. We don't want to pat blokes on the back for good efforts in coming back. We had a disappointing first quarter. The opposition came to play. Unfortunately, we probably took a quarter to get going, and to be honest, that's what cost us the win. We had too much of a margin to fight back. So, look, the last three quarters were quite good, but we definitely need to start better if you want to be a chance on Saturday.
You've averaged about 49 points a game since that round one win over Redan, where you clocked up the 100. Since then, 49 a game. Your leading goal kickers, Bailey Thompson and Nathan Pring with 8, and the youngster Rory O'Keefe with 6. I'm surprised not one of the more experienced, Pring excluded, haven't hit the scoreboard more, namely Callum Mackay or one of the O'Connells. What's been happening forward of centre for the Lakers?
Well, you can argue not much based on that.
Good answer, Jack.
Look, unfortunately, we definitely haven't been able to score enough. I mean, everyone asks me to talk about, my simple philosophies on footy, and the reality is if you kick more than the opposition, you're going to win the game more often than not. But at the moment, we're not scoring enough, and we're also probably allowing the opposition to score too much. So, look, there's a whole lot of that. You mentioned Cal McKay in particular. He's had a season where his stats would probably read really poorly, but the amount of work he's put in, he's regularly competing 1 versus 2, 1 versus 3. He's bringing the ball to ground. He's actually helping us a lot week in, week out. He did a lot of ruck work on the weekend after Tom Hunt went off in the first 5 minutes. So he's actually had a really solid season for us, but unfortunately it's not translating to a game on the scoreboard at the moment. And as you said, since round 1 we haven't been able to score regularly enough. And I think even on the weekend, half of our goals came in the last quarter or something. So look, it's definitely an issue for us, trying to hit the scoreboard more, something we're trying to address. But it probably goes hand in hand with allowing the opposition to score too much at the same time, and that's probably why we've only got 1 win.
Your opposing coach on Saturday, Dan Jordan, he's been quite complimentary of Nick Rodder when he hasn't hit the scoreboard. I know he's had a fair year in front of the sticks, but he sees it a bit like yourself, Jack, being not outmarked, often 2-on-1, and the ability to get the ball to ground, and more hopeful that a spread of smalls can have an impact. But obviously that's not coming to fruition just yet.
No, absolutely not, mate. And, we talk about, the opposition this weekend, and obviously Rod is a class player. He's a VFL quality player. He's not just a player that can play VFL, he's a genuinely good VFL player. So, look, we're going to need to stop him this weekend, or to limit his impact, I should say. We're probably not going to be able to stop him completely to be any chance. But having said that, as you said, there are a number of other players that if we focus too much on him, then they can get under our guard. So it won't be all about trying to stop him. It will just be, hopefully whoever we send to him this Saturday can do a solid defensive job and hopefully play a part in what could be our second win for the year.
Scott Carlin back into the side for his second game last Saturday against Melton South. Have you any mail of his availability this week? I know he's been crook.
Yeah, so unfortunately on the weekend he was crook for us, which wasn't ideal. We sort of just had to leave him inside the 50 metres, inside forward 50 for the first 3 quarters, and we put him sort of back behind the ball in the last quarter. I do know that Geelong last week, he actually was in some really good form at Geelong VFL, and I was in regular contact with Shane O'Brien, who's obviously the coach there, and he's very complimentary of how well Scott's playing. But after the AFL had the bye, they had 6 players come back. We sort of forced Scott and a couple of others out of the team. We haven't heard either way at this stage whether he'll be likely to be with us or not. At this stage, I'm hoping to have him available again, and if we do have him, I'm hoping he's not quite as crook as he was on the weekend, because it was a pretty good effort for him to be able to get out there, to be honest, because he was quite crook, and he loves a good time, Scott, and the fact he didn't come to our ball on Saturday night probably shows how crook he was.
The star on the list, of course, you've only had him once for the year. I speak of Fergus Green. Are you likely to see the Box Hill sharpshooter in Lake Wendouree colours again this year?
Look, it's probably unlikely we'll get him, and if we do, it might only be once or twice more. I mean, you talk about genuine VFL players. I mean, he's probably an AFL standard player. I mean, he's played AFL footy before. Correct me if I'm wrong, he's either leading the goal kicking in the VFL or he's very, very close. I actually caught up with a couple of people from Hawthorn a couple of weeks ago. It was the 250th game for both Liam Shields and Luke Bruce, two of my good friends, and I kept telling all the Hawthorn guys to make that he's no good and they should drop him, and he doesn't deserve to be playing for Box Hill because he's not up to it. And they were all wondering what I was talking about until they realised that I was his home club, of course. So, I don't think it's likely, because, to be honest, mate, I think he... I wouldn't be surprised if someone threw him another lifeline at AFL level. I really do think he's that good, and he's probably more likely to go that way than he is to come back and play with us. But as you say, we always say, you hope for the best and expect the worst, and we'll see if we can't get him a couple more times.
So with just the one win, does the focus going into Saturday and the Saturday after, etc., just be more on yourself or the side, or are you do you spend time in opposition, doing some opposition analysis?
Yeah, that hasn't changed in terms of how we approach each and every game. I was talking to you guys on this program after round 1, really had a good win, and think in round 2 we played North or whatever, whoever it was, and I said at that stage, just where we're at in our development as a football team, so young and so inexperienced, we are focusing on ourselves and what we can do and what we can do better and what we need to improve and what our strengths of our game are. And that's not to be disrespectful to any opposition, because as we know in this comp, I mean, literally any team can win any game on their day, depending on, you know, who has a good day or not. It's a very even competition. So that's not to be disrespectful and say they're not worth looking into, because obviously you do know who the good players or the better players are or who you might need to stop. But for us, it is worrying about our own backyard first and being able to get that right. And, you know, whether it be towards the back end of this year or maybe even into next season, that's when we can start looking at specifics in terms of who we're playing and what we might do to be able to curb their influence.
I know the win-loss is against you. It's a difficult conversation, but what progress have you seen amongst the younger players? What have you been most pleased with, despite the one-sided win-loss ratio?
Yeah, look, there's no shying away from the win-loss ratio. It's not good enough, and we talk about that. You know, we go into every week believing that if we play our best game, then we're a chance of knocking off anyone we play. But with the exception of probably 2 games, you know, the round 1 win that we had, and then, you know, when we just fell short to Ballarat the other week, we don't believe we've put 4 quarters together. And I think it shows that, you know, we win round 1 and we only just fall short against Ballarat, albeit in absolutely abhorrent conditions. So, you know, I don't think it's any surprise we put 4 quarters together and we end up in the game both times. So that's just the reality of where we're at. I mean, you talk about it being such a young list and how, you know, what have we improved. I mean, sometimes you look at the young players coming through, but even, you know, Joel O'Connell, who's our captain, I mean, he's 22 himself. And seeing the improvement of him and the development of him as a person and as a leader throughout the year, as much as it is the young guys who have played, you know, 5, 6, 7 games.
Does he know he looks 30?
I think it just reminds you how young we are.
Does he know he looks 30 years old, that bloke?
You know, he does look a little bit older. Until you actually get up close to him, he's still got a very, very much a baby face.
Oh, I think I'll keep my distance after that call.
No, I think when you're watching him play footy, he does. He looks like a 35-year-old veteran. But no, when you see him up close, he's still very much a young baby.
You're lucky you only do radio, Todd, I can tell you.
Yeah, I've got a good head for radio, they tell me. But I was chatting to Bailey Thompson, who you picked up from Camperdown. He's been a handy acquisition for you. He's landed in the best more often than not, and he spoke of the preparation and the way that Joel goes about his footy, and arguably the best trainer at the club.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I mean, he's our captain for a reason. He does set the standard, and it's not just in terms of, you know, on game day, the way he attacks the footy and, you know, his hardness on game day, but he does train hard, he does the right things. He's clearly the most vocal player in our team, and, you know, that's another thing about him. I mean, he's 22 years old, I think he's 23 this year, and, you know, he spends more time trying to help others and set their game up than he does trying to play his own game. And, you know, I mean, as I said, he's a very good player, but he's still only young and probably trying to find his own feet. So, you know, seeing his development and watching him grow week by week is outstanding. But, yeah, look, he's been a good pickup for us, Bailey. He sort of can play in any position, really. He's quite tall and lean. He's got a bit of a Michael Tuck build in that they are very wiry, and despite being skinny, they're quite tough and quite hard. So, no, he's been an excellent pickup, the boy they call the Bullfrog.
So Lane Buckwell, he was a terrific junior, big lump of a lad, missed last week. Is he under a bit of an injury cloud at the moment, is he?
Yeah, unlikely to play this week at this stage. I mean, we're not going to rule him out completely. He's just got a bit of a knee complaint, which isn't ideal. And particularly when he's had, I believe it's 2 knee reconstructions already previously in his time in the VFL. That doesn't help. So just being a bit cautious with him at the moment. We don't believe it's anything too severe, but I don't believe he'll be available to play this week unless he's surprised with us tomorrow night, which I wouldn't be complaining about if he did. But no, long term, you know, when they've already had a couple of knees, you definitely got to be cautious and look after them.
Jack, you've been competitive in your last 2 games that possibly could have gone your way. Now, with your side being in a rebuild in a development stage, what are you trying to identify for next year? Like, you know, are you going to continue with your youth, or are you going to target some players to what you think that you need to bring to Lake Wendouree for Lake Wendouree to be successful?
Well, there's no doubt about it. I mean, the more talent you can have on your list, the better. I mean, that goes for any football, whether you win the premiership or you sort of get the wooden spoon. You're always looking to have as much talent on your list as possible. I have said to the guys from the moment I rocked up, though, and I've said it, many a times in various interviews, is that the main group of players that will take us forward are the ones who are there at the moment, and that's it's everyone at the club, and I have liked it, and I watch sort of a lot of other sports, and I look at what Jurgen Klopp has done at Liverpool to turn them into a world-class team, and when he got there they were sort of in a rebuild themselves, and it definitely was initially the group that he had that sort of took them forward, and then from there he started to look at, okay, well, where are the deficiencies or where do we need to improve, and they went out and did that. We might be looking to do that again. As I said, you'd be mad to not try and add talent on your list, but the reality is that the group that you've got is primarily who's going to take you forward, and we are aware that we need to get better, and that's what we're working towards on a weekly basis, and that's not just on game day, that's at training, that's everything that goes with playing elite VFL footy.
So your best on the weekend are these young guys. I see they're 1-pointers: Harrison Robertson, Hallier and Oliver Ewing.
Yeah, so Oz is a bit older. He's a junior at the club, so Ozzy Young's, but he's been around for a little while, which is good. Same with H Rob. He's been around for a while, and I'm pretty sure he's a junior at the footy club. Brody Hallier, he's played in the back line previously, but the last few weeks he's played forward and been a backup in the ruck, and he's been terrific. And he's along with Angus Gove as well, who they've come to the club in recent years. And we do have a lot of young players who the point system would say, they're anything from 2, 3 to 4 point players just based on the way the point system works. But that's just where they've come from, and they're essentially juniors. We've got a couple of under-19s playing that are worth 3 or 4 points. So they'll come down points wise each year, and hopefully we can hang on to that key group of players, because you mentioned Rory O'Keefe. He's been terrific. We're likely to blood another one from the under-19s this weekend, which would be incredibly exciting. So look, there is a lot of youth to look forward to at the footy club. I think a couple of weeks ago, our average age in one of the games we played was 20.7 or something like that. And as I said, Joel's only 22 as the captain. Tim Collins, he's only finding his feet, and he's the vice captain at 21, 22. So look, there's a lot to look forward to. But I've said this many a times, we're not using the youth as an excuse. Yes, we are young, and we're not going to shy away from that, but at the same time, we want to be winning games of footy and being as competitive as possible. And unfortunately, we've not been consistent enough with our competitiveness over the course of the season.
Yeah, just confirming Fridge's comment on that good recent form. Of course, just losing by 13 points against Ballarat. I think they kicked the last 2 goals of the game to get that separation. And Melton South won by 6 points, kicking the last goal of the game to pinch it. So you're going in third up after the Melton game, heading down to take on Darley. They too have lost their last 2 games. I know they have the obvious in Rodder forward and Bewley in the middle. What else have you been able to identify as a strength of Darley's, or alternatively a way to get them?
Yeah, no, firstly, we'll go back to the Ballarat, and I think it was 13 points in the end. I'll happily wear the last goal. I tried something completely drastic just to see how we went after they kicked the goal to go 7 points up. I actually took 3 players out of our back line and got them to go stand in our forward 50, and they won the clearance and scored from that, so that didn't work, and I'm happy to wear that one as the coach. But no, look, sometimes you can look beyond what is the obvious, and you said yourself, and I've heard you guys talking already, that they aren't a 2-player team, Darley, but there's no doubt that Nick Rodder and Brett Bewley are key players that if you allow them to have a big influence in the game, it will go a long way to them winning. Brett Bewley, we were talking about Nick Rodder being a genuinely good VFL player. Well, Brett Bewley's played genuinely good AFL footy over the last couple of years, and in my time being involved in coaching at the VFL and doing a bit of commentary there, I saw a lot of them play. So look, you can look around and sometimes look to the less obvious options, and as I said, it isn't as simple.
Welcome back to Darley Park. Thanks for joining us right around the region on Apple 98.5 FM in this match of the round contest between the Devils and Lake Wendouree. It's Darley who lead by 65 at the half. Big thank you to our broadcast partners. Speak of the Clutch Vision, the Clutch app, if you're watching on your phones or your tablets or at home in your lounge room. Stick with us right throughout the second half. Tap one by Tanner. The breeze has died off here. Bewley tackle taken to the ground. And there'll be a ball up. So, Devils kicked 5 goals, 8 in that second term with that blustery breeze. I'll be hoping to correct on that in the third term despite a clear advantage. Through traffic there was Baker. Little chip kick, got it towards half forward. Coming out committing. Pressure was good there from Fitzgerald. Hand pass over towards Young. He got it to member side centre wing. Carla took a terrific overhead mark. Clearly Lakers best in that opening half. Then goes short there, measures the kick. It's okay. Finds O'Keefe. Showed a little bit too, the youngster. Squaring kick. Mackay, the target, went over the head of everybody. Chance here at ground level for Ward, whose hand jumped as he kicked, as he does so every week. As they combine there, the Devils, they just run out of space before it spills through over the line for a boundary throw-in. So a bit of a lacklustre start in the opening minute of this third term here. Redan lead Melton by 6 points at half-time. Boundary throw-in, tap one by Tanner. Bewley tackled, taken to the ground. How will the umpire adjudicate? He says, I'll have it. There'll be a ball up. Half forward. Members side, Lakers kick to the Bacchus Marshall town end in this third term. Sun still streaming down, much to the disadvantage of us here in the commentary box. Tap one by Tanner as far as Page. High up and under kick. Coming out, presenting there was Preston. Couldn't take the mark. Bewley went through, but went without the footy. Ball at ground level. Umpires picked out a free kick here for holding the ball. It's going to go the Lakers' way. And an opportunity here. They'll go short towards Collins. Now, lower the eyes. Pritchard on the lead. Cut off was good there by Jack Bewley. Nearly ran into Angwin. Take a bounce and ran away. Got enough purchase on the kick out wide towards Johnson. That's a beautiful pick-up just above the shoelaces. And that's kick. He's gone to the fat side of Lawler. Keeps it in. There's a 2-on-1 here. They'll negotiate through Andy Adam Azzopardi. He chipped it over the top to Lant to 50. Runs to 45. Has a shot at the goals. Goal of the day for the Devils. Excellent finish there from Dylan Lant. He gets his third. A bit of coast-to-coast stuff there from the Devils. They're 13 goals, 12, 90. They lead Lake Wendouree 3-1-19. Lant gets his third. And that breaks up what was a bit of a lethargic opening minute. A bit harsh, but 90 seconds in, Darley have hit the scoreboard with their first forward 50 entry of the term. So the Devils led by 34 at quarter time, 65 at the half. And with that third goal to Dylan Lant, they've extended to 71. Ball at ground level through the middle of the ground. Baker's hands were quick to Lant. Second effort, couldn't quite get ball to boot. Bewley's pressure was terrific on Collins. Whistle imminent, there'll be a ball up. Defensive side of the middle of the ground for Lake Wendouree. Jack Fitzpatrick not happy, in fairness, at the half. Said a word to him on my way back to the broadcast position here. He said, I've got a quote for you already, but I said, well, we'll hang on to that. Plenty to play out here as Pring negotiates the way through clearance to half forward to Pritchard, who's tackled, taken to the ground. Good defensive pressure there from the Devils to Van Leith. Page was paid the advantage and ran away. Ran his measure. Kick towards the attacking 50. Chance here for the Devils through, that was Azzopardi. Kick with the outside of the boot finds Joel Cadman, who's about 50 metres out from goal. And would normally slot these at training, but under game conditions, always a much bigger ask as the sun is right in my eyes here. So Cadman will go short, and the kick's okay, and the mark's been taken there by Ward. So Ward with ball in hand. So it'll be the left-footer version of the Wards. Speak of Brody on debut, the 18-year-old. Now it's Mitch, right foot. Goes across the face to the teeth of goal. Can they rush it through here? They'll want to do so. The Lakers, they choose to roll the dice and negotiate their way out of trouble. They're going to rely on Corbett to get him out of here. He's got 2 to beat, but a bit of leg speed. Just couldn't quite get around Bewley. And it's gone over the line for a boundary throw-in. So the Wards, they look very similar from 150 yards away. It's just what foot they choose to kick the footy with. You can tell the difference. There's the throw-in. Tap one by Tanner, only as far as Baker with strength. He got the hand pass over towards Cadman, who got it to Page. And there's Ward again. Very good game, Ward. And he'll have a shot on goal. He'll back himself in here. Not a noted goal kicker. In fairness, has spent all of the season in the back half. Normally in a tagging role, so he'll be enjoying his free time forward of centre. So we'll see how he goes here. Bragging rights on the line here in the Ward household. Ward sets sail. Has he got the accuracy? He may well just have. Mitch Ward gets his first. Darley get there. 14th of the afternoon. 14-12-96, Darley lead Wendouree 3-1-19. So, Mitch Ward joining the party. There's been plenty of the Devils who've had plenty of it. And Mitch has been one of them as he makes his way back to his rightful position in the defensive half. But an excellent finish there from Ward. Back in the middle of the ground here. Tap one by Tanner. Tackle from Collins was good on Bewley. And he'll square away a stoppage right in the middle of the ground. So Darley led by 65 at the half. That margin has been extended to 77. Thank you to my maths teacher, working that out in good time. So ball spills free to Carlin with a hurried kick out of the congestion. Now Ward, the last goal kicker, could have held Pring without the umpire called play on. Ward's mopping up work was good. Quick hands to Cousins. Had plenty of it in the opening half. Left foot kick. Went over the top of Bewley, but he's got some time and space here to run onto the football. Corbett in pursuit. Sort of tumbling, lazy right foot kick there from Jack Bewley. Cousins tries to keep it in. Can he? Keeps his feet, though, with strength and a bit of skill. Did well. Van Leek tried to knock it to the advantage of Duncan Cadman. Helly is bailed up. And then the Van Leek tackle on Carlin will affect the ball up. On half forward, outer side of the ground for Darley. So their pressure's been good, Darley. They've been good for the most part. 6 minutes in, third term. The ball up, tap one by Tanner through the hands of Cadman. Fitzgerald sees him and the ball over the line for a boundary throw-in. So we'll get some update scores from around the grounds in just a moment. Once that Valium wears off on Bill, we'll keep you updated as Lant through traffic gets the ball towards Angwood, who got it to Baker, who went looking for Bewley, but the ball was cut off there by Lawler. Not sure what that ball was meant for in the end, but the youngster went with the I'll have it, but spent it before he got it. Now there's a ball up on centre wing. Under the bright sun here at Darley Park. So that was Parrott and Tanner. Quick hands. Cadman was good. Got up to Bewley on the non-preferred. I speak of Brett. To half forward. Went looking there towards Johnson. It went over his head. The youngster Ryan's run out of space. He did well. Hand pass found Pring, who looks to square the footy into the middle of the ground. O'Connell the target. Spall at the back there was terrific from Cousins. Went out wide now towards Bewley. Tackled there by O'Connell. Managed to get a hand pass away. Lawler was good, keeping his feet. Hand pass to vacant space because he's outnumbered here. Assistance comes through Lahoure. Lawler goes to ground. O'Connell fighting hard for the football. Knocks it only as far as Horan, who the ball spat out to Collins, who got it to Carlin. And a squaring kick, steadies up play to O'Connell, who runs from the attacking side of centre wing. Tumbling paw kick. Just running onto the football now was Cadman, who touched the ball on the ground. Gave it back to Lawler, who gave it back to Cadman. Untidy play here. They need to shore it up here, the Devils. Lawler gets it to Angwin. Hand pass to Horan. Gave it to Page, who ran to half forward. Put it out in front of Rodder. That's the delivery you want when you're a big forward. And Rodder comes out and takes an overhead mark. And you can't do much about that, the Lakers defence. And Rodder, who has 4 goals, 2 in the opening half. Chance to kick his 5th of the afternoon. His 7th shot on goal. Well, 8 really, because he shanked that one on half-time and didn't score. So Rodder leans back on the kick. It's bending back. I think it's good. Makes no mistake. And Rodder gets his 5th. And the crowd goes wild here at Darley Park. Everyone must have just been taking a mouthful when that goal went through. 8.5 minutes gone, third term. Darley 15-12, 102. Need the percentage. They need to keep their pedal to the metal here. Lake Wendouree 3-1, 19. It's out to an 83-point advantage if you don't mind. It's 34 at the first, 65 at the half. And now 81. Ball up. Tap one by Tanner through traffic. Bewley held without it. The umpire let it go. Spills free here to the Lakers, and Pring will take an uncontested juggling mark. Just hung on to it. So he'll weigh up the options. Goes looking there towards Coxall. Bit of courage there shown by the Devils defence. Doing the sharking there was Pritchard as a shot on goal for his second. It just misses to the near side, minor score. So that was some good forward craft there from Pritchard. He kicked a terrific goal in that second term. But just found wanting on that left foot with the execution as Bewley lopes away onto the left boot. Rodder at the back. Ends up at the footy. Went looking there towards Ward. Missed him. Fell into the hands of James, who got it on towards Pring. Now Pring will have a shot on goal. Loves a goal. And Coxall goes back running with the flight of the ball to take a nice chest mark about 1.5 metres out from goal. So being a right footer, he'll just run around here. And if he kicked that goal in that first quarter, it shouldn't be any trouble for him, this one. Round the body. Makes no mistake. Coxall gets his second. And Lake Wendouree get their fourth. So a steadying goal there from the Lakers to put a bit more respect into the scoreboard there. 4-2-26. They'll trail Darley 15-12, 102. Redan 52, lead Melton 46, so no change in the score there. Sunbury 48, lead East Point 25. So let's go through the major goal scorers for Darley. Rodder has 5, Dylan Land has 3, and 1 each to Adam has a party, Trent Angwin, Andy has a party, Matthew Brett, Will Johnson, Shane Page, and Mitch Ward. For Lake Wendouree, Jake Coxall has 2, and Harold Pritchard and Romy Emerson-Jones have the others. Back in the middle of the ground here, tap one by Tanner. Been good. Baker, he too been okay. Got it towards Bewley with the right boot to the fat side of Horan. Has got time to gather. The dummy, the shimmy was good. Keeps the kick low and effective, and Joel Cadman comes out and takes a nice mark on the chest. So even the youngster Horan getting a bit of the footy. He's just been a pest forward, and that's exactly what the Devils have been looking for. Given the goal spread this year, you know, Rodder has 35, Andy has a party, the next best with 9. So Cadman will have a shot on goal here. Speak of Joel, he'll kick from the best part of 45. The kick's going to go right and stay right. And off to for a minor score. So Darley 15-13, 103. Lead Lake Wendouree 4-2-26. We've been playing 12 minutes into this third term. The Devils will be hoping to build on this lead and extend and get a decent percentage boost today. Nothing to gain by just playing the game out and going through the motions. It's every bit as important this second half in the makeup of their season, as the Lakers will bring the ball back into play. So a bounce and a kick to the centre wing. The thump from the behind there from Ward was good, but I think he might have infringed there. And the umpire's given a free kick to Lake Wendouree. Right in front of the Darley coach's box with ball in hand. They'll square up, and the kick's okay. The umpire said it didn't go 15. So Collins was up to the task and threw ball onto boot. Got plenty of penetration. Doing the mopping up there was Angwin, who got it to Baker on the non-preferred. Found Bewley, played on, gave it over towards Cousins, so the three lefties combining again. Searching hand pass from Cousins was poor. Was meant for Van Leith. Chance here for Brodie Ward. How can he gather here in front of Pritchard? He did and went by hand. Searching, but only found the boundary line in the end over the line for a throw in. So members side centre wing here. Third term here at Darley Park. We've been playing 13 and a half minutes. Darley 103 lead, Lake Wendouree 26. There's the throw in. Tanner's tap just to ground level. Page bowled up, taken to the ground. defensive side pressure was good there from the Lakers. Got some purchase on the kick. O'Connell couldn't take the mark. Went to ground. Angwin kept his feet. Left foot kick towards half forward. Van Leith goes crashing through. How will it sit for the youngster? Tunnel ball. Got it to Baker, who turned the ball over. Now there's an opportunity here for Pring through traffic. Put his man under the pump, holding the ball. There you go. Little chance. And so it'll be Andy Azzopardi, who plays on with the kick to Lawler. Sped it before he got it. O'Connell kept his feet, stood up in the tackle and gave it to Pring. They're out here. Coxell on half forward will take an uncontested mark and attempt to run away from Cousins. Dribbling goal towards the... just off to the left for a minor score. So let off there for Darley. Coxell, a quality player, and just not finishing off. Some good work there from the Lakers. All on the back of a Devils turnover there at half back. Short kick in there from Angom was okay to Cadman, who found Lawler right in front of us here. Squaring kicks okay to Bewley. Speaking of Brett Bewley, now he can weigh up the options. He's got a few of them. Goes into Horan, who keeps presenting here. Right in the middle of the ground. How would he execute here? Did well. Found Duncan Cadman, and hand passed the ball over the top towards Adam Azzopardi. Hand pass further afield to the big fella Tanner. Had to bend down, gathered it like a small man. Gave it back towards Horan, who ran to 50 and had a pot shot on goal. Rodder with the spoil. It was terrific. And leading into the race for the ball now is Jack Bewley, but he couldn't quite keep it in. And it's gone over the line for a boundary throw-in. So what was just going to be an elementary defensive mark in the goal square there for the Lakers. Rodder got ball and body. And now there's a throw-in. The Devils still into attack. There's the throw-in. Ball at ground level. A sea of players around the football. Hurried forward there by Cadman. Some player on the ground. Rodder goes the tap. And the ball gets sort of knocked through for a rush behind. So another point to the Devils. That might be Canny there. He's just getting up a little gingerly. So the Lakers will be asked to bring the ball back. So score here, 15-14, 104 Darley. Lead Lake Wendouree 4-3-27. Near 16 minutes gone, third term. So it'll be Robertson with ball in hand for Lake Wendouree to negotiate their way out of trouble. Jake Ankrum off the ground with a calf. Won't be seen again for the afternoon. Trying to work out why there's been a hold-up in play. Might be those two young fellas on the ground, just walking around the boundary line as if it was 1986. So we'll get some scores from around the grounds for you in a moment as Robinson will bring the ball back into play. Penetrating kick, gets it to half-back. O'Connell, just dropped the simple catch in the end, really. And Lance swooped. Defensive kick is okay and finds Cousins. So onto the left boot. Sweeping left kick. Found Andy Azzopardi on centre wing. Went one way, then another, and then through traffic and found Ward, who took a nice overhead mark. So Ward can weigh up the options. He's had plenty of it today. Right foot kick. Goes inside 50. And it looks like it might be... is that Rodder who's taking a chest mark? Just a mile away from us here. And if not for the glare off the bald head, it'd be impossible to identify who it was. So it's Rodder with ball in hand, 35 metres out from the Darley goal. Acute angle, and he's going to have a shot for goal. Number 6. He's got 6'2" and a shank to his name so far. Sorry, 5'2" and a shank. He'll set sail for goal, number 6. Distance won't be a problem. It's all about accuracy. He's missed that. It's gone off to... Missed everything, in fact. Out of bounds on the full, if you don't mind. So, Darley 15-14, 104. Lead Lake Wendouree 4-3-27. And the Lakers, with a let-off, can go short, and the kick's okay to Carlin. VFL listed player at Geelong. Goes short to Pring. We've said those two in combo a few times this afternoon. Who goes wide, and the kick's okay. We're going to go backwards here to Robertson. They got Canny in the middle, all on his own, but they decide to go backwards to Thompson. So Thompson just in front of the boundary line there. They've just made hard work of escaping their defensive 50 as they go along the line. They get some territory with the kick. Reading it well at the back there was O'Connell. He just went crashing through Brodie Ward. That was Mackay, in fact. The umpire called play on. Fell in the hands of Pring. Right foot kick to a one-on-one. Angwin and Coxall. Angwin won the spoil. Well trapped there by Lawler. Went searching, hand pass was good. Oh, Cousins made a rare error. Went to ground. They're a chance here, the Lakers. They combined by hand. Pring has a shot on goal. And it's going to go off to the right for a minor score. So Lake Wendouree 4-4-28. Trail Darley 15-14, 104. Through the middle of the ground goes Lant. Half back to Lawler. Went to go to Cadman and then decided to chip the footy over the top towards Bewley, who ran to half forward, trying to get onto the left side. Took a bounce, loped to 40. Set sail for the judge, and he's off to the left for a minor score. So a player of his ilk, that's bread and butter stuff. He'll be disappointed with that, Bewley. 15-15, 105, Darley. Lake Wendouree 4-4-28. 30 scoring shots to 8. And it's the Devils who lead by 77 points. Ball to come back into play. Long penetrating kick. O'Connell the target, sets himself. Lahore comes in from the side and takes a nice mark. Been good today too. Page demands the footy. Gets it in the end on half forward. Not sure how much better off they are here, but Page a better kick. Goes out wide towards Rodder. The target got it. Rodder's taken a nice overhead mark. Just too big and too strong for the Lakers defence. And Rodder gets another opportunity on goal for number 6. 20 minutes gone third term. Apple 98.5 FM's match of the round. It's Darley who lead Lake Wendouree comfortably. Time on third term. Rodder has 5 goals, 2, 1 on the full and a shank. And he'll set sail for the judge. That's a better response from Rodder. He gets goal number 6. He's kicked 2 goals in each term. The key forward for the Devils. And they just want to stay ahead at the ledger with goals and points just for the psyche and my sanity as Darley. Now is the screen update. 16-15, 111. Lead Lake Wendouree 4-4-28. Sunbury 56. Lead East Point 32. We'll keep you updated with scores as they come to hand right throughout the region. Redan 52 lead Melton 46, so no update score there as yet. Back in the middle of the ground, Cadman the fly. We'll give him that tap. Ball spills free. How will it sit for Page? Got a bit of a leg break, but he was up to the task to Bewley. Ran onto the left side, conceded by hand to Cadman through traffic. Got it to Bewley. Gone. Dropping the ball. They're out here, the Lakers. Chance here for O'Connell. The kick's okay to Norton on half forward. Winds onto the right boot. Goes out wide. Looking there towards Mackay. Couldn't take the mark. Ward showed some courage. Then quick hands there, was clever in the end. Got it to Cousins, who got onto the left boot. Low raking kick towards Bewley. Speaking of Jack, who took a mark on the defensive 50. Lowered the eyes. Miss Baker, lucky to get away with that. Second effort was okay here from Baker. If he can be clean, he was. He just threw ball on to boot in the end. Bit of a 2-on-1 here. Terrible bounce for the youngster there in Ryan. It fell fortuitously to Johnson. He got it to Van Leith. Over the top there towards Azzopardi. Spent it before he got it through traffic. That was good work there from Azzopardi. Got it to Horan. Dumped as he kicked. Baker, strong overhead, took a nice mark 50 metres out from goal. He'll wheel and go. Goes in the Rodder direction. A bit of courage shown there by the Lakers defence to get in front of that Rodder lead to negate that overhead mark. Chance here for Cadman. Azzopardi it was. Right foot kick. Page right in front of goal. Poor checking from the Lakers defence. Page gets his second and Darley get their 17th. 17-15, 1-1-7. They lead Lake Wendouree 4-4-28. So that's the Devils' 5th goal of the term. They lead now by 89 points, if you don't mind, after leading by 65 at the half. So Page with his second, so he becomes the Devils' 3rd multiple goal scorer of the afternoon, behind Dylan Lant with 3 and Nick Rodder with 6. Back in the middle of the ground here at Darley Park. Tap won by Tanner, only as far as Collins. They've done okay in that area, the Lakers. That's a terrific kick. Found Pritchard on the lead. All he had to do was put the mitts out. He marked it on the chest. He played on. He went wide towards Mackay, who's got it. Took a nice mark just inside the boundary line. And he'll go back and have a shot on goal. Tough shot from here, but they certainly need it. That is an understatement. 30 metres out from goal. He'll have the support behind him from the coach and the support crew. So Mackay, chance to kick goal number 1 for him, and Lake Wendouree's 5th of the afternoon. Good players, been a good player for this club for a while. Leans back on the kick, but it's off to the near side for a minor score. So 4-5-29 Lake Wendouree. Trail Darley 17-15, 1-1-7. So Angwin with ball in hand. Sort of goes at the chip kick to Bewley, who was strong overhead. Did well, Pritchard, to hold Bewley up there. He was away. So he turns onto the left and gave the hand pass to Ward, who took a running bounce. Centre wing, now went by hand. Over towards Cousins, who went through traffic, back to Ward, who gave it to Bewley. You're gone, Brett. Tackle taken to the ground by O'Connell. The umpire let it go. Carlin will do the mobbing up for the Lakers. Nearly got dragged down from behind, but managed to get some purchase on the kick, and it was okay. Effective in the end. The Lakers kick along the line. Looking there towards Corbett, who takes a mark on the chest. Just inside the boundary line. True centre wing members side. Left foot kick is an open forward line. Coxell will come out and take a nice mark on the chest. They want to get the ball moving here, the Lakers. So they'll set it up towards for Norton, but reading it well off the boot there was Lawler, who can go short to Page, but he'll let to go the long option towards Azapati. That's a free kick any day of the week. So that'll come back, and it'll be Adam Azapati with ball in hand. He's got Page short if he can get it to him quick enough. And he obliges. Now Page on half-back, goes short, kicks okay to Cousins. Probably had 20-plus Cousins. Inboard hand pass back to Azapati. Standing start. Mentions the kick. Goes in the land direction. Juggling mark on half forward. Wilson goes on to the left. Goes in the Rodder direction. He's got 2 to beat. And he's got it. Rodder takes the mark. And he'll go back and have a shot on goal for number 7. Quality player. So Rodder will go back and shoot. Directly in front, 45 metres out from goal. Next chance to kick the Devils' 6th goal of the term. And it would evidently be a third of his own in this quarter. So Rodder leads back on the kick, bending back. Just like a training drill, straight over the goal umpire's hat. Rodder gets goal number 7. He's 3rd for the term. He has 7-2, 1 on the full and a shank. He's had a fair game, Rodder, just too big and strong. But Darley's delivery inside 50 today has been much better than previous weeks. They're 18-15, 123. They lead Lakers 4-5-29. We're out to a 90... What have we got there? 94-point lead. They led by 65 at the half. Back in the middle of the ground. Tap one by Tanner. They've squared it away at centre clearance, I reckon, the Lakers. It's just been everything bit after that that's, the post-clearance possession really has found them wanting this afternoon. So there'll be a ball up. Sun's still streaming down. Just won't disappear over that hill and do me a favour. So there goes crashing through there was Cadman. Rode the tackle, got it to Baker. He got it to Page. Put the kick out in front of Rodder, and he's got it. Dumped as he kicked anyway, Page. So that was a free kick and or mark down the ground. So just let making Page earn that forward 50 kick. So this will take Rodder's best. He's just inside the boundary line. Melton back in front against Redan. They lead by 10 points. Sunbury lead by 23 over East Point. And it's Nick Rodder with ball in hand. All set sail. Won't get the distance. Top of the goal square. Players set themselves. No mark taken. Just hurried out of the congestion there. Might have been Preston. Kick meant for Corbett. As the party did well. Quick hands was okay to Ward, who knocked the ball further on. He can get another touch here, the debutant. Concedes by hand. It was good. Left foot kick across the body from Azapati. The spoil from the Lakers defence was good. Brett couldn't gather the footy. Just props himself over the footy. Bit of a stalemate of Ernest, but the Lakers negotiate their way out of trouble to Pritchard, who got it over towards O'Keefe, who went back inboard. They got some space here through James. Right foot kick to an open forward line. Coxell. It should sit up for him here. But the hard turf here at Darley Park didn't allow the ball to bounce back. And favourably for the Devils, it found its way over the line for a boundary throw-in adjacent to the Lakers behind post. 123 Darley, lead Lake Wendouree 29. 94-point advantage to the Devils, and we've been playing near 29 minutes in this third quarter. Darley have kicked 6 goals, 3 in this term. There's the throw-in. Tap one by Mackay, but just knocks it straight through for a rush behind in the end, so Darley be more than happy with getting the ball back. Lake Wendouree now 4-6-30. Trail Darley 18-15, 123. Angwin brings the ball back in, finds Cousins, keeps the kick low. Lawler, juggling mark, got it. Just in front of Emerson Jones. How long left in the term, Vicky? 20 seconds. I want to get it moving. Lawler made a mess of it, but got it back and then dropped the footy, and it's a free kick to the Lakers every day of the week. And it's Corbett with ball in hand. He can go short to O'Keefe. Not sure whether he marked that. It was a touch and go. But he plays on. Last chance at a score. Players set themselves, and it's Cadman going back with a fly, takes an uncontested mark, and another let off with a disappointing entry kick there from the Lakers. So Darley kicked 6 goals, 3 for the term, whilst the Lakers kicked disappointing 1 goal, 5. So a 65 half-point lead is extended to 93 at the final change. The goal scorers, Nick Rodder has 7, Dylan Lant 3, Shane Page 2, and 1 each to Adam Azzopardi, Trent Angwin, Andy Azzopardi, Matthew Brett, Will Johnson, and Mitch Ward. Whilst for Lake Wendouree, 2 goals to Jake Coxall and 1 each to Harold Pritchard and Robbie Emerson Jones. So we'll take a break. A cheerio to you, chummer, and we'll be back with the final quarter action in around 5 minutes' time.
That quarter was proudly sponsored by Anytime Fitness, 72 Bennett Street, Bacchus Marsh. Mention VFL Game Day on Apple 98.5 FM to receive 50% off your joining fee, plus a free towel and water bottle.
This broadcast of VFL Game Day is proudly sponsored by Western Screens, Blinds and Awnings, 35A Griffith Street, Bacchus Marsh. Phone 5370 1478.
Mark Shelley, along with his team at Stockdale and Lego Bacchus Marsh, run a successful and results-driven agency who are experienced, customer-focused and knowledgeable, dedicated agents delivering outstanding results for their clients. For expert advice, please call station sponsor on 5367 5700 today. Stockdale and Lego, we are here for you. Proud sponsor of Apple 98.5 FM.
I want you to inspire me, and I want to inspire you this football season with our high-quality, locally grown meat. Hop online or give us a call on 5368 117 or come in store and we will deliver to you free of charge this football season. Proud sponsors of this station, the Land Local Butcher.
Is it time to get out and clean the garage, or maybe even spruce up the garden? If a skip bin is what you're after, give station sponsor Jess and Leanne's Waste Solutions a call. If filling up a skip bin isn't your go, Jess and Leanne's can offer you a full service package where they can pick up your waste for you. Contact them on 0418 879 558. Jess and Leanne's Waste Solutions, where waste finds a solution.
Rustel Proprietary Limited, phone 0419 568 635. Stop for quality and service for your side cut. Phone the top man Graham Gillespie at Rustel for prompt and expert service. Proud sponsor Apple 98.5 FM.
Apple 98.5 FM, your community on the radio.
Greedy Grub to Albert Street, Darley, phone 53672888. Are you out on the road feeling like something to eat? Greedy Grub is here to satisfy your hunger. We are open from 4 a.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday. Greedy Grub, a proud sponsor of Apple 98.5 FM Community Radio.
Jeff Jones Plants and Produce for all your fresh fruit and veggies. All summer produce available. Stone fruit, mangoes, apricots, nectarines, plums, and of course, the magnificent strawberries and cherries. All year round they have seedlings, potting mix and manure. Come and meet their friendly staff and savour the fresh fruit and vegetables. Jeff Jones Plants and Produce, 388 The Avenue of Honour in Bacchus Marsh, a proud sponsor of Apple 98.5 FM.
Are you ready to move? Royal Freemasons Bacchus Marsh is the newest residential aged care facility in one bountiful community. At Royal Freemasons, we don't just build, we synergize. Organize a personal tour today of our brand new state-of-the-art aged care facility. Talk to us at 53666603. That's 53666603. Or visit royalfreemasons.org.au, sponsor of this station.
Hi, I'm Steve McGee, Member of Parliament for the Melton Electorate. If you have any state government concerns, please contact my office on 9743 9825 or visit us at 3 Alexandra Street, Melton, between the hours of 10 o'clock and 5 p.m. I look forward to working with all members of our community for the betterment of our district. Proud sponsor of Apple 98.5 FM.
Hey all, it's Sticks, throwing out a call to all you members of the Metal Militia out there to come and join me in raising some hell with the new Metal for the Masses heavy metal show. A solid 2 hours of hardcore insanity to bang those heads and raise those devil horns every Thursday night from 8 till 10 p.m. right here on Apple 98.5 FM.
Live a positive quality of life. Bacchus Marsh Dental House. We will make you smile. Our team of dentists and hygienists will look after you and your family's teeth and gums for complete health and wellness. For the past 20 years, we have helped many people in maintaining quality of life and to continue living with confidence. Bacchus Marsh Dental House. Live with confidence.
52 Gisborne Road, phone 53152 Sponsors of this station.
Gerard Harrington Proprietary Limited can assist you.
Get Global. Having problems with your computer or...
Welcome back to the final quarter action here at Darley Park. Sun still streaming down, just won't go over the once bald hill. It's Darley who lead. 18-15, 123. Looked like surpassing their highest scorer of the year, achieved against Redan, up there at Redan, at City Oval of 133. They kicked 6-3 in that third term to the Lakers 1-5. So the breeze has really dropped off here. So we'll see how it unfolds here for a final time here at Darley Park. Tap one by Tanner, who got it towards Lant, high up and under kick to a vacant half forward line. Horan leading into the race for the ball. It's got a few options. Ignores Bewley. Squaring kick goes in the direction of Van Leith, and a nice overhead mark taken there by Hellier. So Hellier with ball in hand. He's got Young short. Not sure how much better off they are there, but they maintain possession with a kick along the line. As a party, be happy to see it over the line for a boundary throw-in. So too Fitzgerald. So broadcast side boundary throw-in on half forward for the Devils, right in front of us here. Shadows taking an effect as the sun continues to disappear on a glorious blustery winter's day here at Darley Park. Ball gets knocked forward out of the congestion through traffic with Baker. Just went to the voice of Bewley. Emerson Jones, one of the Lake Wendouree players amongst it. Mitch Ward was dispossessed. Cheerio to Rod and Annette tuning into the Clutch app division. Of course, their son Brody debuting today, the 18-year-old, captain of the under-19. So both teams with their fair share of under-19 representation today. Good to see. Future looks bright. Chance here for Carlin, who's tackled by the opposing number 17 in Joel Cadman over the line for a boundary throw-in. Broadcast centre wing out of sight of the ground. No score yet in this final term. Been playing 90 seconds. The throw-in. Parrott in front. Tap one at the back there by Tanner, only as far as Pring, who got it to Carlin. Those two combine again. Left foot kick smothered. Bewley, not sure he knows. Goes by hand. Went searching there for Azapati. He shoveled the ball out to Baker, who got it towards Cousins, who went further afield to Mitch Ward. Nearly ran his measure, took a bounce, ran to 40. Don't tell me he's going to kick his second. Has he got enough purchase on the kick? It just went off the hands of Matthew Brett. He's back into the side today after a lengthy layoff with injury. They'll be just happy that the Devils' assistant coach gets through unscathed this afternoon. So they bring the ball back into play through Bailey Ryan. It's a one-on-one here. Preston and Joel Cadman. Cadman with strength. Good pressure there from Preston. Kick just fell into the hands of Horan, who's tried hard. Andy has the party got two to beat here. The numbers prevail through Young, who ran through traffic. Centering kick is going to be good to O'Keefe, who took a mark in the middle of the ground. So O'Keefe, this is good from the Lakers. Played on, hand pass over to Collins. Went to go direct, but elected to go with the wider option towards Pring. Had to run around the footy, concede ground by hand towards Preston, who gathered just above the shoelaces. Went along the line. 2-on-1 off hands, good defence and pressure from the Devils over the line for a boundary throwing. On half forward out of sight of the ground for Lake Wendouree. No score, just the behind to Darley in the opening 3 minutes. Mitch Ward running to about 40. This might have got a bit of fatigue in the leg to execute on the run there. He's covered plenty of territory today. So Tanner does his follow-up work. Just took a little bit longer than most to get rid of it, but it was okay. Bewley fed the hand pass out towards Azzopardi. Back to Bewley, kick across the body. Rubbery kick, only as far as Pring, who does the cutting off. High right foot kick inside the attacking 50. Players set themselves. Going back with courage there was Page. Ball at ground level. The umpire says, I'll have it. There'll be a ball up just inside the attacking 50 for Lake Wendouree. And its final term at Darley Park. A 94-point lead to the Devils. Near 4 minutes gone. Here's the ball up. Just hurried out of the congestion there by Bewley. Only as far as Parrott. He'd like the sound of that. Right foot kick inside 50 in the stretch. Overhead mark's been taken. And Lake Wendouree will go back and have a shot on goal, and it's O'Connell with ball in hand. 45-degree angle. It's Lachlan O'Connell. Been a bit of a stalwart at the club the last few years. Clocking up some senior games.
They're all going back to centre.
So set sail for the judge. It's a good call from the Lake Wendouree faithful. So just went jogging back to the centre, assuming that he would make no mistake, and he didn't let the boys down. Lachlan O'Connell gets his first, and Lake Wendouree get the first goal of the final term. They're 5-6-36. They trail Darley 18-16, 124. So we'll get a score from around the grounds when they update. Sun's still streaming down here. Shadows over the ground here at Darley Park. The faithful still out in their numbers. The numbers ticking over at the bar and ticking over through the goalposts here today. Here's the ball up. Tap one by Tanner. Lant got leg braked. Chance here for Baker. He couldn't gather. Collins, he too got a touch of the fumbles. Pressure was good there from Lant to square away that stoppage, and there'll be a ball up. Outer side centre wing. Lake Wendouree through Lachlan O'Connell with the opening goal of the final term. Ball up, tap one by Tanner to Bewley. Hands to the voice, excellent stretch and gather by Lant. Hit the ground running, left foot kick to the top of the square. Rodder at the back, couldn't take the mark. Can he kick across the body? He can. How's the accuracy? He's got it. Rodder's got 8 here at Darley Park. Terrific finish there for the big man to keep his feet. Great awareness, didn't panic, and just got it done. Let's go around the grounds. Melton 83, lead Redan 60. Sunbury 62, lead East Point 52. Bacchus Marsh leads Sebastopol at three-quarter time by 2 goals, and Sebast kicking with a 2-goal breeze in the final term. So a couple of ripper games going on again in round 10 as the top 5 play the bottom 5 today. And the bottom 5, all bar the Lakers, really making a real case for themselves. No score in the North Ballarat Melton South game. Surprise, surprise. There's the tap. Far as Baker is bailed up. How will the umpire adjudicate? He's got a piggy pole on the ball here. Just tell by the body language. And the free kick will go to Carlin. He's been a real try for the Lakers today. He's shown every bit of the reason why he's a Geelong VFL listed player. The kick to half forward is okay. Mark's been taken there by Emerson Jones. Squaring kick found Thompson, who marked uncontested on the chest. Inside half forward. Runs around the man on the mark. Kick might have been smothered there by Lant. Goes forward. Told to play on. Kick across the body from Mackay to the top of the goal square. Who's at ground level. Tackle applied there on Pritchard. The umpire's going to ping him for holding the ball. And the Devils will get out of trouble through Duncan Cadman, who plays on to Angwin. There's normally a long left foot kick. This one, no exception. He found Azzopardi, who marked just inside the boundary line. Made it hard work for Bewley, who gathered on speak of Brett and got it back to Azzopardi. Some good agility shown there by Azzopardi. Found Ward on the run. Looping hand pass towards Brett Bewley. Keeps covering the ground. Hand pass to the advantage. How will it sit for Cadman? He scuds with the squaring kick unselfishly and finds Matthew Brett 20 metres out from goal directly in front. So, again, some good combining by hand and deft by foot in the end. Joel Cadman's vision to find Brett was good. And Matthew Brett, a chance to kick his second of the afternoon. Will have a shot on goal for the Devils' 20th goal. Leans back on the kick, kicks straight over the goal umpire's hat. Darley get their 20th, and Matthew Brett gets his second of the afternoon, and the Devils surpass their previous highest score of the year of 133. They're now 20 goals, 16, 136. They lead Lake Wendouree 5-6-36. It's a 100-point lead to the Devils, if you don't mind, here at Darley Park. So a second goal there to Matthew Brett, who joins Shane Page on 2 goals. Dylan Ant has 3. Rodder has 8. The major goal scorers for Lake Wendouree, while Jake Coxell has 2, 1 each to Lachlan O'Connell, Harold Pritchard and Robbie Emerson-Jones. And the other singles for the Devils, Adam Azzopardi, Trent Angwin, Andy Azzopardi, Will Johnson and Mitch Ward. So plenty of contributors on a day that will be remembered that belonged to the Devils. Ball up, tap one by Tanner. He got it to Lance, who missed Bewley with the handball. Made it difficult for him as his diving hand pass went looking for Page, who was dropped it like a hot spud. There'll be a free kick to the Lakers. They're told to play on by the umpire. Advantage paid. Carlin sets it out in front, and there's been a nice overhead mark taken there by Mackay, I think it is. And he'll go back and have a shot on goal for a chance to kick the Lakers' 6th of the afternoon. So distance won't be a problem here. We'll see how he goes. Chance to kick his second. Actually, his first of the day. So sun's still streaming down here on Darley Park under blue skies. He leans back on the kick. Makes no mistake. He puts it through. And the Lakers get their 6th. And they keep the margin under 100. It's back to 94 points. They're 6-6-42. They trail Darley 20-16, 136. Couldn't get a scam call halfway call on the footy, could you? Geez, they can find you doing anything these days. So, 2 goals apiece in this final term. We've been playing 10 minutes. And there goes Baker out of the middle of the ground on the non-preferred. Kicks cut off there by Young. Turnover. Right foot kick back towards half-back. Finds Timmy Collins. Went to play on to Young. Now he goes short. It's okay. To Thompson. So Thompson, defensive side of the middle of the ground for Lake Wendouree. Has ball in hand. Keeps the kick low. It's okay. Mark's being taken there by Norton. Members side centre wing. We'll go short again. Cut off by Van Leith. There's no one in front of him at the moment. Matthew Brett can kick to an open goal square. Set sail for the judge. And he's put it through for a goal. Coach killer for Lake Wendouree there. Turnover opportunity, just mucking around with the footy. And Matthew Brett kicks his second of the term. He now has 3. And Darley have 21. So it's a 100-point lead to the Devils after they led by 34 at quarter time, 65 at the half, and 93 at three-quarter time. They lead by 100 now, and we've been playing 11 and a half minutes final term. Rodder, the major goal scorer, has 8. Ball up in the middle of the ground. Tanner won that tap. Parrott did in the end, did his own roving, clearing centre clearance there from the big fella. Got it towards half forward. Foot race on in earnest here. Devils have been good over the football. That was James there. Lawler, quick hands, got it towards Bewley. Right foot kick towards half forward. Young was strong overhead, couldn't quite hang on. Here come the troops. Lake Wendouree just hand pass it towards space. That could have ended in drama there for either side as the commitment on the football was unquestioned. Quick hands through traffic. Lant just keeps presenting and racking up possessions. Van Leith through traffic. Did well, lowered the eyes and found Bewley on half forward. Played on. Whoa, kicked. Adam Azzopardi squaring kick and finds Page, who takes a nice overhead mark 45 metres out from goal. So Page has kicked 2. And he'll has every intention of having a shot here. Of course, the Devils losing Jake Ankrum earlier in the game with a calf. So, Page with a Ben Brown type run up for this shot on goal. Or kick from about 49. This will take his best this late in the game. So he sets sail. He goes off to the right. He won't get the journey. Rodder's in front, and he's got it. Just outpointed the youngster there. Read it well off the boot. And Bailey Ryan given little or no chance there against Rodder, who had front position, protected the ball drop, and took a nice overhead mark. So Rodder will go back and shoot from about 15 metres out. For goal number 9. I think he's got it. Rodder's got 9 at Darley Park. And it was a nice pass there from Page, who found Rodder. So I think Rodder owes him a beer after the game. So the big fella's got 9. Darley have 22, if you don't mind. 22-16, 148. Lead Lake Wendouree 6-6-42. 13 and a half minutes gone, final term. They'll be all smiles at the bonfire tonight. Back in the middle of the ground here at Darley Park. That sun just hasn't given up on us all day. It's probably been in the best. There's the ball up. Cadman into the ruck. Baker through traffic. Hand pass found Joel Cadman. Running off half-back was Ward onto the left boot. Tied kick out in front of Lance, who just keeps running. He could have given the hand pass over to Azzopardi. Elect to go it alone. Here comes the support through Baker. He's bundled over the footy. Ridden into the ground there by James.
Good work, Cooper.
And the umpire says, I'll have it. And there'll be a ball up. So James just a bit of physical pressure there on Baker late. It's a bit of a goer there, the youngster. So we've got a ball up just in front of us here. Tap one by Cadman. Ball at ground level. Here's Carlin again. Been terrific. Got time. Searching hand pass wide. Looking towards Pring. Can't believe I've said those two in unison more than a dozen times today. But that searching hand pass was found wanting in the end and found its way over the line for a boundary throw-in. Outer side centre wing. Boundary throw-in. Players set themselves. Parrott wins the tap. Only as far as Pring dropped it. Good decision by the umpire. Crashing through goes Bewley. Wanted the advantage. Left foot goes into the direction there of Johnson. Couldn't take the mark. Andy Azzopardi needed to be clean. Grabbed the footy. Tackle. Take it to the ground. How many umpires see it? They're going to try and negotiate here. Hellier just throws the ball out towards Thompson. Robertson, who's tackled. Umpire's going to say, dropping the ball. Well, just nothing going right for the Lakers. I thought he was a bit stiff there, Robertson. So Johnson will go back and have a shot on goal for goal number 2. And Darley's 23rd, if you don't mind. They're 22-16, 148. Lake Wendouree 6-6-42. So Johnson. Distance won't be a problem here. He'll kick from about 35 metres out. Set sail. He likes it straight off the boot. Johnson gets his second. Darley get their 23rd and they extend. 23-16, 154. They lead Lake Wendouree 6-6-42. This article writes itself. It's been all Darley today. At 18, that's their 5th goal of the term. In fairness, the Lakers have added 2 of their own to add some respectability to the scoreboard. The margin is 112 after it was 93 at the final change. Back in the middle of the ground here. Cadman into the ruck. Won that tap. Lant could have been held without it. The umpire let it go. Baker couldn't pick the ball up. He was under siege from the Lake Wendouree mids. Ball at ground level here. How the umpires see that, you just expect the whistle imminent. And Preston just gets thrown to ground by Ward. And there'll be a ball up on half-back. Players set themselves. Might have been O'Connell who won that tap. Got it as far as the other O'Connell. Back towards Preston. Ball spat out towards Young, who had some good vision. Just made it hard there for, well, Mackay made harder work of it. It was actually Emerson Jones in the end. Ran inboard. Right foot kick inside 50. Beautifully read there by Cadman, who just went with a lazy kick, but it was okay. It was terrific. In fact, it found Horan, been okay, who got it to Van Lee. Over towards Lant. On his left, ran to 45. skewed the kick. Rodder couldn't take the mark on the second attempt. Chance here for James, the youngster. Measures the hand pass towards Pring, who got it over towards Ryan. So a couple of the youngsters and the experienced Pring combined. The kick towards half-back was okay. They're not out of trouble yet. Tackle was good. Norton was dispossessed. The troops are here from the Devils. Cousins gathers, concedes ground by hand to Angwin, who stops and props and finds Horan. He bobbed up in your soup today, Horan. Concedes ground by hand towards Joel Cadman. Quick hands from Cousins. Went looking there towards Baker. They keep combining by hand. This is going to come unstuck here. Ward's little hand pass didn't go far. Baker's kick went about a metre further. Scrappy little minute of play here as the ball hits the deck, and the umpire does the right thing and says, look, you guys can't sort it out, I'll have it. And there'll be a ball up. 18 minutes gone, final term here. Darley lead by 112 points. And 45 metres out from the Darley goal. O'Connell just contested that ruck on his own. Carlin went crashing through with courage, but under the pump here, the Devils. Cousins was dispossessed, and they're out here through Norton, who went to go inboard by hand. Found O'Connell. Left foot kick towards the attacking 50. Players set themselves. A nice overhead mark taken there by Mackay. So Mackay has ball in hand. He's had a good quarter. Right foot kick gets plenty of purchase on the kick. And it's a mark taken there by, might be Preston, who's about 15 metres out from the Lake Wendouree goal. And will have an opportunity to go back and kick his 7th of the afternoon. Well, the Lakers 7th, certainly not Preston's 7th. But some more respectability to the scoreboard. Chance to kick their 3rd of the term. So Preston, accuracy is all that's needed here. He makes no mistake. Preston gets his first. Lake Wendouree get their 7th. Their 7, 6:48. They trail Darley 23-16, 154. It's back to a 106-point ball game, if you'd call it that. 19 and a half minutes gone, final term. Needless to say, the sting's gone right out of the game, but it certainly hasn't gone out of the sun, as it continues to show its face here on Darley Park. I guarantee you when that final siren goes, it'll have just gone over the hill. Perfect timing. Baker goes to ground from that tap from Tanner. Umpire's going to ping him here. It's going to go against Baker. And it's going to go to Collins. So, good last couple of minutes here from the Lakers. So Thompson now with ball in hand just runs away. Keeps the kick low. Mackay couldn't take the mark. Ball at ground level. Ward was strong in the contest. Had the ball knocked away from him. Devils pressure still good. That's a good tackle there from Duncan Cadman. Ball feels free to Thompson. Excellent pressure there from the Devils defence. Ball at ground level. They're really fighting out the game. Umpires picked out a free kick for over the shoulder. And it's going to go Lake Windouree's way. And I'll go back and have another shot on goal. This time from about 50. So Lahore just got him a little high. So there'll be a shot on goal here for the Lakers from 50. It'll be Pritchard with ball in hand. So Pritchard from about 50, taking his time. We'll have a shot on goal for the Lakers' 8th of the match, and he's 2nd. Plenty of effort in the delivery, makes no mistake. Preston gets Pritchard gets his 2nd, and Lake Wendouree get their 8th. Their 8-6-54. They trail Darley 23-16, 154. We're back to a 100-point margin here at Darley Park. So Pritchard's shown a couple of good things, but clearly their best player today has been Scott Carlin. Pring's tried hard, and some encouraging moments from their youngsters. But really, most of it's been about Darley. But here they go again, the Lakers. Thompson out of the middle's bailed up. Oh, and Ping for holding the ball. Gee, he was a bit stiff there, I thought. As soon as he gathered, he was just met by Brett Bewley. Not a guy you'd like to meet on the footy field with ball in hand. As he plays on, goes with the left boot, goes in the Rodder direction. He ran under the footy, went over his head. Johnson tried to tap it to his advantage, ran past the ball in the end. Horan might have been pushed. Umpire said no, and he's over the footy there. He's going to get Ping for holding the ball. Gee, it's not just the players that are getting tired here. So they go along the line. Players set themselves. Strong over the ball was Brodie Ward. He'll get a free kick here, the debutant. Right in front of us here. So the left footer will weigh up the options. Kick's okay. Finds another lefty in Baker. Too far out to score. So he'll weigh up the options and he'll go in the Rodder direction. He's got a couple to beat. Good use of the body. He's got it. Rodder's taking a mark. And he'll go back and have a shot on goal for number 10 of the afternoon. And Darley a chance to kick their 24th, if you don't mind. So that was good. A commitment on the football from young Brodie Ward. The kick was good. Found Baker, who found Rodder. Just kicked it to his advantage. And just no support there for the youngster in Bailey Ryan. Just not enough support from their back sixes. Rodder leans back on the kick, off to the right, minor score. So he's hung out on 9 for the afternoon. 23-17, 155. Lake Wendouree 8-6-54. Darley have kicked 5 goals this term. Lake Wendouree have 4. So it's Pring who marks that kick in. And a chance to get Lake Wendouree out of trouble. But concedes and goes back towards Bailey Ryan. He takes a uncontested mark and go to Corbett. Overcooks the kick, one bounce over the line for a boundary throw-in, 50 metres away from the Darley goal. So 4.5 minutes left in this final term. Darley led by 93 at the final change. They now lead by 101. There's the ball up. Bewley keeps it in. Just didn't get any purchase on the hand pass. Chance here for O'Connell, but he's barred up and taken over the line. There'll be a boundary throw-in. Right in front of us here. In the broadcast spot, there goes the sun. Celebration. Crack a can, do whatever it is that puts a smile on your face. But Vicky's still got to deal with it over there in window number 2. There's the boundary throw-in. Tap one by Tanner. Cut off there by Page. Did it well. Got it to land. He can run onto his left boot here. What's he going to do? He's going to have a ping. He kicks it across the face of goal. Andy has a party. He's just out-muscled there on that occasion by James. Plays on with the short kick. Went looking for O'Connell, but only found Jack Bewley. Has to go by hand to Johnson. Got around the would-be tackler. Gave it back to Jack Bewley. He can have a shot here. Measures the kick. How's the accuracy? Jack Bewley's got one. Just the finishing touches the Devils were looking for there. 24-17, 161. They lead Lake Wendouree 8-6-54. So Jack Bewley, I'm running out of ink, adds one to the goal scorers for the Devils. He joins a host of contributors, led by Rodder with 9, Dylan Lant, Matthew Brett, 3 apiece, 2 each to Will Johnson and Shane Page. Whilst the only multiple goal scorer for Lake Wendouree, Harold Pritchard and Jake Coxell. Back in the middle of the ground here, under 4 minutes remain in this final term here. Sun's just disappeared. Much to the welcoming news to the crew over here in the timekeeper's box. The negotiated kick out of the middle of the ground was terrific for O'Connell. He got it to Emerson Jones. Kicks low. It's been well cut off. That was well read off the boot. Well done there by Lahouray. Handy play, Lahouray. Short kick to Lawler. So a couple of the more inexperienced Devils combining and negotiating their way out of defence. So Lawler goes into the middle of the ground. Kicks good. Here's another one. Ward, been good. Stops and props. Tries to overcommit O'Keefe. Gave it to Joel Cadman, who ran across the middle. Gave it over the top towards Ward. Speaking of Brodie, had to get onto the left. They made a meal of this here, the Devils. Joel Cadman's tackle, bailed up, taken to the ground, and ping for holding the ball. So just a bit of oversharing and over-caring from the Devils on that occasion. There's O'Keefe with the right foot. Goes out wide towards Emerson Jones. Had his knee buckled in the contest. So it'll be Duncan Cadman, who went by hand to Baker. He got it to Page, who went one way and then another. Chose the latter option in Joel Cadman and kicked it out to the fat side of Nick Rodder. Come out, take a nice mark on the chest. So Rodder, from about 40 metres out, will have a shot at goal number 10. Bacchus Marsh leads Sebastopol by 23 points. 4 minutes to go. Oh, we'll get an update score from Blinky Bill. So Rodder sets sail, bending back. I'm not sure it's going to bend as much as wanted. And it's through for a rush behind. So Rodder's had a couple of chances to get his 10th, but hasn't been able to finish the job. He's been terrific this afternoon. The Devils 162 lead Lake Wendouree 54. So out of defence they go. Lake Wendouree, but spent it before they got it there, the Devils, and there'll be a boundary throw-in on centre wing. Member side of the ground. Sun disappeared. No glare to speak of now. It's good. So Tanner won that tap. Lance just kept racking up possessions. He won't get one here. Holding the ball. Dispossessed. Free kick, Lake Wendouree. So their pressure's been better in the last quarter, the Lakers. It's really disappointing that the pressure's saved for last, as their switch kick was terrific to O'Connell, who didn't break stride and then continued running. It's got Emerson Jones wide. Goes over his head. Mackay leading into the race to the ball, and Ward is knocked into the fence almost. And he can find his way into the wars, Ward, that's for sure. Just the light frame against the bulky frame of Mackay. That's the just in different weight divisions. And young Ward nearly had the Melton Toyota sign on his back from the sign, of course. There's the boundary throw-in. Tap one by Tanner. Hurry kick out of the congestion is muscled forward by the Devils. It's a nice overhead mark taken there by Hellier for Lake Wendouree. So they'll go short to half forward. So they've had plenty of their share of the footy in this final term. Right foot kick goes out in the Mackay direction. Ball gets knocked free to the safety of the boundary line, over the line for a throw-in. So how long have we got left, Vicky? 1 minute, 7 to go. Nick Rodder will lead the goal scoring with 9 today. There's the throw-in. Tap one by Tanner. Can the Lakers get a late one? Chance here for Pritchard. He has a pot shot for his third, but it's off to the right for a minor score. So a minute to go. Lake Wendouree 8-7-55. Trail Darley 24-18, 162. So it'll be Trent Angwin to bring the ball back into play. Looks like the Cobras are going to get it done against Sebastopol. They lead by 4 goals with just a couple of minutes to go. Melton led Redan by 25 points at three-quarter time. So the Bloods just asserting some of their muscle at City Oval as Angwin lopes out of the defence, kick into the middle of the ground. Baker sets himself, dropped what he should have taken. Chance opposition for Bailey Ryan. His kick was poor in the end, really. Tired players out there now. We're in the last minute. Hellier, last forward 50 entry kick. Mackay comes out, takes an overhead mark. And he'll go back and have a shot on goal with 20 seconds left on the clock. So, an opportunity here for the Lakers to kick their 5th of the term. Clearly their best quarter of the afternoon. But it's really been all about Darley. So Mackay, right ahead of the siren, leads back on the kick. It's just going to go off to the right for a minor score. So, just a disappointing finish there for the Lakers. They've been quite competitive in this final term. So Darley lead by 106, dying seconds final term. They bring the ball back into play. High, up and under kick there from Angwin. Johnson at the back, good spoil. Ground level ball here, gathered by Johnson, got it to Van Lee. He went by hand. As the siren sounds here at Darley Park, Nick Rodder finished with 9 goals. It's the Devils 24-18, 162. Have defeated Lake Wendouree 8-8-56. Let's take a look at the goal scorers. Nick Rodder, 9. 3 each to Dylan Lant and Matthew Brett. 2 each to Will Johnson and Shane Page. And 1 each to Adam Azzopardi, Trent Angwin, Andy Azzopardi, Jack Bewley and Mitch Ward. Whilst for Lake Wendouree, Harold Pritchard and Jake Coxall finished with 2 each. And 1 each to Ethan Preston, Robbie Emerson-Jones and Lachlan O'Connell. So the Devils were able to extend a 93-point advantage at the final change to 106 at game's end. The final score, Darley 24-18, 162 have defeated Lake Wendouree 8-8-56. The Cobras are going to defeat Sebastopol. They're up by a couple of goals with a few minutes to go. And Sunbury are leading East Point by 6 points with a couple of minutes left on that clock as well. Anyway, guys, it's been all Darley here at Darley Park. They've won by 106 points in a much-needed percentage booster for the club. It'll be all smiles this afternoon for new club Dan Jordan and Brett Bewley's boys. On behalf of the crew, we bid you all a good afternoon from Darley Park.